Okay.
The problem with the Middle Earth.
Alright, I am now live.
That
Hello,
would be
everyone.
fine.
Playing today, Lord of the Rings: Return to Moria. I don't think I'm doing a series of streams on this. I don't think it's that kind of
Like
game.
Harry Potter.
Huh?
Thank you.
Not like Harry Potter. I love those streams, my guy.
I played through that game a while ago. Yeah,
Yeah.
the thing is, I gotta stop picking up the latest games because that keeps happening when I'm trying to like do streams and like cover other games. I will say this about 2023: the one thing you can't say about it, it was a bad year for game releases in terms of sheer quantity. We've had so many releases this year. I think a lot of people have compared 2023 to you remember in 2007 when there was a huge surge of games?
Yeah.
In 2007, 2008. Yeah, I think it's pretty
And see,
similar.
which is funny is we got Starfield before we got Star Citizen, and Star Citizen just announced that uh, what is it, Squadron 42, the single player prequel to Star Citizen, is feature complete. Now they're polishing, so it'll only take another 10 years.
Only another
Good
10
morning,
years.
gentlemen.
Hey, Lotus.
I woke up too goddamn early today.
I woke up a little bit late. It was like 8 o'clock. I meant to get up at 7.
I woke up at 5:30.
I woke up at 4. I wanted to wake up at 2.
Asmo, question.
Yes.
How far away are you from New Hampshire?
I'll mute myself on stream real quick.
About an hour.
You're streaming. Oh shit, never mind. I might be moving about an hour away from you.
Yeah. Yeah. From where Ollie is to where Asmo is, it's an hour.
I'm unmuting
An
myself
hour?
now.
Okay.
Okay, I will
Sorry,
stop.
I didn't know you were streaming.
No, that's fine.
I thought you were just streaming in Discord.
No. But, yeah. That's how far away I am about. Oh, it's a good year.
This year's been great for AA and single A games, or
Yeah.
AA and indie games. Like,
Yeah,
although the one game I'm still excited for this year, I'm worried about is Space Marine. We have not seen a lot of stuff from it.
Well, depends what you mean by a lot. We have seen gameplay footage, and we have seen the cinematic footage, and we've seen sample footage of like the voice acting. That we've had AAA releases where we've seen less, so it's not like we've seen nothing of Space
Yeah,
Marine.
and they've been horrible.
They haven't been perfect.
Some of the
horrible. I don't know. When I think horrible, I think of.
you know, yeah, okay. I'm thinking more of the fact that we've gotten about the same amount of coverage for Space Marine 2 as we did for Dark Tide. That has me worried.
Yeah.
Am I going to buy it when it comes out? Yes. Am I going to play the shit out of it? Yes.
I'm actually debating if I will or not. I don't know. I'm
You're not getting a choice. I'm getting it for you.
If you want to get it for me, go right ahead. But I don't know if I'll get it like on release. I don't know. So many like games on release have just been punching me in the face, and it's usually games I care about. Like with Dark Tide, when that came out absolute shit. And now I won't ever play it again. I just can't.
Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk.
Give it. Hey,
Cyberpunk.
No.
Was a horrible release as well, and I was looking forward to that.
Nah, I disagree because I didn't have the problems what other people did. So I think, I believe that people did have issues. I didn't experience the issues, so I have a better view of it myself. But yeah, there was a lot of jank.
So what do you disagree with then, I suppose?
It was a horrible release. It was a shit game
Oh no,
when
it
it came out.
was
It's like,
objectively. Like whether you disagree, if you disagree with that, you're disagreeing with a fact.
oh, I'm
Like,
disagreeing with the fact because I didn't experience any of that. I've only ever had one bug in that game. It was a quest.
I
and one of
disagree. The
most difficult
Holocaust
quests
happened.
to
I
do.
didn't experience it.
That's funny.
Jeez, dude,
Yeah.
we're just going straight there, man.
Well, it's the
I
first
said
example that
I
comes
was
to
going
mind.
to behave, and then bam.
That's my stream. I'm
mean-
allowed to misbehave. Plus, YouTube hates me anyway.
This YouTube hates small streamers.
Hates anyone who doesn't have anything. If you don't have 1 million subs, this platform hates you. Generally speaking.
But
If you think I'm
All
wrong,
right.
fight me.
let's try it a different way. Is Cyberpunk got shit on for doing exactly what Bethesda does? Cyberpunk 2077 was no worse than Fallout 4 when it was released. And that's just my opinion.
To me, that doesn't really make Cyberpunk better. It just means it's as bad as another.
No, but you see, CD Projekt Red got shit upon for it, and Bethesda's like, well, that's just Bethesda. And they didn't burn their credibility until 76. Although I am playing the shit ton of Starfield because I really enjoy that game. I love the different mechanics and all the little minutiaes. I've enjoyed Starfield a lot. Plus, it's a space game that came out before Star Citizen again. Star Citizen's a Ponzi scheme. Now that you're going to get all the hate from the dude bros that back Star Citizen to hell and back.
Actually, I
gave
think less. I don't think that many people support it anymore. What the fuck? You have red eyes? What?
When I supported it back when it was announced, I bought because you could buy the different ships. I bought a variant of the Valkyrie fighter that was a stealth fighter, and you could modify it with cargo space because I was planning to be a blockade runner with my stealth fighter, just minimal power, minimal shields, and just glide through blockades and shit like that. I don't think that's going to happen now.
Then it's a trash game.
It's the playable bits of Star Citizen are
No,
more.
if you can't do what you want, it's trash.
Well, I totally agree.
Well, I think a better way to phrase that is if you can't do what the game says or what the game marketing said you should be able to do, then it's trash.
Yeah.
Like, there are lots of games you can't do whatever you want.
That's what mods are for.
That's
Some games still don't have mod support, which sucks.
You know what? I was kind of pissed that Fallout VR didn't have mod support, and then I was like, no. That actually makes a little bit of sense.
What are you talking about? Fallout VR has mod support.
No, it does not.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Well, that's cool. Actually, I'm kind of impressed with the character customizer so far. I was expecting something really basic affair with this, but I could change the color of the little metal decorations on my beard.
That's cool.
That's more than I was expecting. I make it look gold, like a blue silver, solid silver, green metal.
I only have one problem with this game. It's called Lord of the Rings: Mines of Moria.
Mm-hmm.
I think we already know how the ending goes.
No, this takes place after the War of the Ring.
Oh, okay.
This isn't the building of Moria with Durin. This is retaking it. Like, I know I didn't show it on stream because, unfortunately, it happens when the game first loads in. But there's this little cinematic where Gimli's talking over it, and he's calling for the dwarves to come to Moria and reclaim it.
Okay. That's
So
kind of cool then.
is this an MMO like Lord of the Rings Online, or is this
No,
like
it's a
those
survival.
Lord of the Rings Witcher-esque games?
No, it's more like Valheim.
7 Days to Die with Dwarves.
Oh, okay.
It's a
Would that be
survival base building crafting game.
Days to Die with Dwarves.
Contract.
That's another way to describe it, yeah.
Yay! Autism wins again!
Don't ask me if I'd recommend it yet. I'm still in the character creator.
At least recommend your creator.
And the creators...
Look like this.
It's sad to say, but this character creator so far, with just the color choices you can put on stuff, is better than, like... what's a good example? I mean, Redfall didn't have a character creator, I don't think.
Nope.
Shit, there's another game that came out with an absolute shit character creator. I'm trying to think what it was.
Saints Row.
Baldur's Gate 3.
Oh, yeah, that.
Yeah, this one actually has sliders.
Yeah, Baldur's Gate 3. You can choose your size, but you can't.
In fact, you want to know something cool? This has a boob slider.
Well, actually, from what I heard, the developer of Baldur's Gate 3 that insisted that they have that, she's no longer at the company anymore.
Okay. Anyway, this one has a boob slider.
Tell me the female dwarves have beards.
Well, the thing is, you don't select your gender. You just edit how you look.
Yeah, that's the new thing with games is walk A, walk B.
Well, that's the thing.
Instead of body A,
this
body
one isn't
B.
even. This one isn't even asking you that. It's not asking the gender at all. It's like you choose your personality, which is like how you stand and how you like move around, and then voice, which is pretty much the only way you choose gender in this. Which I kind of like. Like, to me, this is better than asking your goddamn pronouns. Like, it's just like, alright, this is how your character looks, and you can make them look like a girl, if you want. Or you make them look like a guy. Like, out of the two, I would prefer it to just be like, alright, edit however you want, and basically the gender's the voice selection. I would prefer that over them saying, hey, are you she, Jim, Zims, or whatever the fuck?
Talking about that, going back to Starfield. Don't get me wrong, I love heels baby versus babyface, and I realize that his blow up was a shtick. But at no point in that game does your pronouns come into effect whatsoever. And any of the romanceable companions, which, by the way, you can marry in the game. It doesn't matter if you're male or female. They have no preferences. They'll take you for you, which is interesting. But yeah, they never call you he, she, she, her, he, him, they, them at all in that game. You are just the Starborn, or you are Dusty, or you're Rook, or you are, Agent. They don't use pronouns.
I just think the game looks completely unappealing in every other way, so that's just icing on the cake.
You're right to have your opinions. I just disagree because I have played a lot of them.
You're allowed to disagree, and I'm glad someone's enjoying it. It's just not me.
Yeah. till I go home and buy the game for you and make you play it. You have sealed the contract. I'm kidding. I wouldn't do that to you.
I'm not interested in Starfield. I don't know. I wasn't to begin with. I mean, I don't know. It never. Anytime it was talked about by like Todd Howard or any of Bethesda, none of it grasped me. Like nothing about
Todd
it.
Howard's leaving.
Good, but regardless, none of it
Oh, yeah.
ever
Yeah.
caught me. Like I never sat there and went, "Wow, that's a game I really want to play." All I thought in my head was, "Oh, it's Elder Scrolls in space." Or it's Fallout in space. And from everything I've seen about the game, I'm not wrong.
I totally agree with you. I had no interest in the game until I watched Scar play it about a little bit of it and some of the funny stuff that was going on. I'm like, all right, I need to experience this for myself. And then I just took off for the first time in the Starship, and 100 hours later, I'm still playing it.
Only my Nana could see this. Oh, if only my Nana could see this.
Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of jank in that game, and a lot of stupid stuff in that game.
It's Bethesda. Wouldn't surprise me. Bethesda are fueled off of jank.
Well, they brought that stupid, that one, legendary, blue, purple, yellow, legendary system back, but they brought Berserker back from Fallout 4, where the lower your armor, the more damage you do. It's like, you have to have a spacesuit equipped at all times. And the minimum armor on a spacesuit is at least 50. So it negates the effect right away, unless you are on a terrestrial planet and don't have any armor on whatsoever.
Oh, that's weird.
One of the funniest things in that game is the fact that Old Earth, the only guns to survive Old Earth are the VSS Venturas, the Mossberg 590, the AK-47, and of course the Elder Gat itself, the 1911.
I just realized YouTube's not sending out any notifications whatsoever about this stream. Normally they at least send out the Discord ones. Guess I gotta do it manually. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna knock on anybody enjoying a game that I have no interest in. Like, if you are enjoying it, I'm very happy for you. Anyone else who's enjoying Starfield, good. I'm not gonna take pleasure at people not enjoying it. That's only ever a bad thing. But if you're enjoying it, that's only ever a good thing.
We're not console peasants that way.
I just don't think of things that way. It's weird that I'll never understand like people who do think that way though. Like there was a. Have you ever seen Griffin Gaming?
Yeah.
No, he covers. He's very edgy in this sense. Not in the sense of like he's like dark, but edgy as in he's very pointed and mocking. Like, I'd compare him to Leafy a little bit with how he like mocks people, which I kind of like. I like the old school YouTube where people dicked on each other and, it wasn't supposed to be this thing where you turn into a huge feud. It was just, wow, you're an idiot. Yeah, I don't know. I like that old school kind of community feel that YouTube used to have.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. With Griffin, he covers like several YouTubers that way, that old school way, and he covered one. I'm trying to remember the video because it was like months ago, but he covered one guy who was like offended. I said this might have been a year ago, but he was offended that God of War was being put on. God of War, the the new one, not the sequel Ragnarok, but you know, the 20
Yeah, 2018.
yeah, that one. That one got put on PC. And the topic of same day releases, in other words, removing exclusivity from PlayStation games and putting them on both PC and PlayStation day one, same day, had begun. And the guy was he was like, now I'm fine with console games being PlayStation games specifically being put on PC after 4 years, but same day, no. And my reason is because fuck them. And the whole video, he doesn't explain why he hates PC gamers to the point where he's saying fuck them. He just continually keeps going back to this point of like, oh, it's devaluing my investment in the console. And I'm like, what? And Griffin the whole game, rightfully so in my opinion. It's people like this that I think need to be like fucking bashed on sometimes with brutal words, because I don't think anyone like that. I don't know how you're so conceited in your own head where you're like, a game being available to more people to play on their preferred platform is somehow indicative.
I'm just mad because they can't afford a top-end rig.
Well, I think that's part of it for sure. Because again, what the guy said was his reasoning made no sense.
Well, it's my own personal opinion about that is Microsoft and Sony are realizing they're not going to get the PC, and I'm not going to use the PC Master Race, but they're not going to get the PC crowd. Well, true. They are never getting the PC crowd. The only reason PC players have consoles are to either play old games that they're nostalgic of or to watch media as they go to sleep. Because that's the only reason I have a PlayStation. In fact, I got the PlayStation 4 to play Gundam Battle Operations, and that was it.
I got the PlayStation 4 to play Bloodborne, and I now use it as a Roku, pretty much. Just watching Netflix.
It's the exact same thing. I don't watch Netflix, but watch YouTube and stuff like that to go to sleep. But because I don't play games on it anymore. Now that Battle Operations on PC, I play it there.
Jackson says, down with the PC Master Race. You can try. Our ivory towers of awesomeness will only continue to... I can't say that. I can't say that. That's one of those words. Shit.
It's to quote Flash Gets, stupid console peasants.
Oh, by the way, cool thing about this game, you can choose your origin and it changes your attire. So if you choose Lonely Mountain, it's got like the belted look with a jerkin, and yeah, it's kind of cool. Like, again, this character creator is better than I was expecting. I was expecting very basic affair, and it is fairly basic. Like, there's not a ton you can do, but for just a single character with a single race, it has sliders. You can make your shoulders more broad or more reserved. You can puff out your chest a bit more. You can give your character breasts.
You
can have an extended belly. You can be more fit and muscular. You can have an extremely thin waist or an extremely outward waist. I don't know. I was not expecting sliders. I was expecting... This is like 5 presets you can play. Choose one. Oh, so I guess I'll go with Lonely Mountain.
I also like that Sony and Microsoft are bringing their games over because now I can play the latest Ratchet and Clank, and yeah, I just love it.
What's a world name I can go with for this? It feels weird to call it a world name, considering we're all going to Moria, but
Diggy diggy hole.
Rinky dink hole? Or did you say diggy diggy hole?
Diggy diggy hole.
Uh,
Or how about shit.
Jackson says,
I
fun
had it
fact.
at the tip of my.
No, that's fine. Jackson says, fun fact: the Blue Caves are the caves under the Hornburg, aka Helm's Deep. I am aware of that. I am aware. Don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna.
Moria.
Deep Rock Moria.
Sorry.
I'm not an expert on Tolkien lore. I've only read the Silmarillion once, and I've read the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit books more times than I care to count. Those are where I get most of my knowledge from, is from all the reading of those ones. So, but again, I'm not going to claim to be an expert on Tolkien's mythos. But I would be bold enough to claim I know more than the average person who's just seen the movies and at that just seen the theatrical cuts.
You guilty. I'm guilty of that. I have no interest in Lord of the Rings. My favorite is the third movie.
Now,
Just because of the battle.
I love the movies and I love the books, and the Silmarillion was good. It's just, it's not really like a single flowing story. You know, I was hoping for like a story when I read the Silmarillion. I didn't really get that. It's more like a lore book for like 40K. More like that. Not quite the same. It's not as bracketed, but it wasn't a novel, I guess is the way I was going to approach it. I'll go with
more like an encyclopedia. Sorry.
I'll go with Moria.
It's more like an encyclopedia written in universe.
Alright, so is anyone joining me while I play this?
No, I'm playing American Truck Simulator.
Your day job?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And when I get home, I'm probably going to play some Killing Floor.
I got work tonight, so. But I got plenty of time. It's just I don't go to work for like another 5 hours. So I got time to enjoy myself. I guess I'll play offline then if it's just me. Oh well, find out how the single player aspect of the experience goes. Oh, there's story. Okay.
Despite the king under the mountains
Diggy hole.
Lord Gimli, Erebor will not support.
That's Gimli?
Black Pit.
If the king wants to stop us, he can.
Is it the voice actor?
Yes.
Every attempt you've made has
Or I meant the actual actor of Gimli?
It's, yeah, it does sound like him.
Signs or kings are going to stop us.
If it's someone voicing it over in his stead, he sounds very close.
Today, we get into that mountain.
AI. They're using AI.
Nah, there'd be a little bit of jank to it if that was the case.
Now, why didn't I think of that before? You did your best. On to plan B.
Ah, finally.
Oh, that's a woman.
Plan
Okay.
B? Is that blasting fire?
I'd stand by
Oh,
if
I love
I
it.
wonder
I
if they're-
love it. They're going with explosives to get in.
Can't. We have to wait for Durin.
Durin's not here. We have to do this ourselves.
So is this after the War of the Ring?
This is
or
after the War of the
Lord
Ring.
of the Ring.
This is after, well,
Limin Tagaz.
this is after the War of the Ring, which is the Lord of the Ring events.
Lord Gimli, this is
Okay, I thought the War of the Ring is when the ring was chopped off of his hand.
It's the
No.
fourth age. Nothing is going to
Okay,
stop us.
my bad. Hey, like I said, Lord of the Rings never grabbed me when I was younger. Wasn't really big into swords and sorcery.
Mm.
Yes, nice and tight.
I like guns.
Come on, help
I do love it that that Gimli was the one who
Find
came up with this
incredibly
strategy.
funny.
It's like, yep.
I do find it. I'm sorry, didn't mean to cut you off.
All right. So I guess that's how we ended up in Moria by ourselves. We fell in.
That was no normal dwarf blast.
Crap, I think I need to turn up the volume. Yeah, it's a little quiet.
I need a torch.
There you go.
Too dark for dwarf eyes.
Boom.
Ah! Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't expecting there to be any story attached. Well, I figured there'd be background, like the reason you're there, but I didn't think there would be like a cinematic getting us in.
Now, like, are you outside, inside too, or just like inside the mountain trying to survive?
Just inside trying to survive. In fact, our character just fell in.
Okay.
Literally. Like, Gimli and his crew that he called upon to retake Erebor were setting... they couldn't get through the door, which I was... you were talking, so I couldn't, like, fully catch everything they were saying, but... it seemed... At least, I think... It seemed like they couldn't open the front door to Moria, which is weird, because you'd think Gimli would remember. It was bello. But they couldn't get it open, so they went with plan B, which was blow a hole in the side.
Blow it up.
And they were setting up the explosives when some kind of dark energy kind of emanated from the mountain, and then before they could even set off the explosives, our character falls in. And that's how he ends up by himself. I wonder if the cinematic is at all different if you have multiple people, or if it's just like, oh, but you all fell in.
We might have to test that out.
Maybe.
How much is it?
$39.99 on Epic.
Oh, yeah, I forgot it's on Epic. I don't want to give them money.
It's fine. It says, funny that there were no dwarves contingent in the defense of the Helm's Deep in the movies, at least. I didn't read the books. If I recall correctly... Trying to think back carefully about it. I think it was because, like, you gotta remember, like, scale-wise, how big things are. The Glistening Caves aren't, like, just... Like, you walk a couple steps down into the basement of Helm's Deep, and then boom, you're in the Glistening Caves. Like, you actually got to go with distance. So if I'm remembering correctly, which I very well may not, it was just a matter of they didn't send any kind of like emissary or anything to ask for aid from the dwarves down there because they were far away. Like, it'd be quite the distance to travel down there. And they didn't have the time. Like, they had to set up their defenses immediately.
And a lot of the dwarven holes were
Sealed.
just gone.
Well, most were gone, yes, in a few cases, particularly Moria. But a lot of them were being sealed during the war because the dwarves were just... a lot of the dwarves were just like, yeah, we're not getting involved. They didn't see it as their fight.
Reminds me of Iron Forge.
Okay. Oh yeah, I changed a couple of the keybinds, so if anyone asks me for like hey, what buttons do what, I did change a couple of them just in the menu because I was reading through them, and they just seemed like weird choices. Like, for example, to access inventory, it was tab, and I can't remember what Z was now, but Z was like to crouch or something. I was like, why is this the scheme? So I just switched it around. They weren't even using the I key, which I usually associate with the inventory. Alright, I crafted one. Where did it go?
Wonder,
it's right there.
do you have the ability to build buildings?
Yeah, you can
like
build
houses
structures.
and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah, you can build structures.
okay, I might have to play now just so I can rebuild Ironforge.
Plays Lord of the Ring game. Goes to Moria. Wants to rebuild Ironforge.
I know. Fucked up, ain't it? Oop, sorry, said the bad word.
I don't think you get in trouble for fuck. I think you get in trouble for anything more severe than fuck. Can I jump that? Alright, you're roboting
There
real
must
bad.
be a way back to camp. Could try the doors
Yeah,
of
I'm
Durin from the inside. Best get going.
Yeah. You might lose me.
I think I am. Thanks for the lore. No problem, Jackson. Again, it's not the most detailed explanation, but oh, I recommend you do read the books though. The books are very detail rich, and there's a lot of stuff that even in the extended cut of the films you're not gonna get, and some minor differences.
That's what you should do, dude. You should do a Lord of the Ring lore series, like you do the 40K lore series. I think that would be awesome.
There's already so many channels that cover Lord of the Rings lore, like dedicated, like they're religiously, and that's not an exaggeration to describe it that way, religiously cover Lord of the Rings lore, like Men of the West, for example. Like there are people who have been covering this shit for years, nigh on decades, and documented every single little thing and theory crafted. And you think the 40K lore sphere is pretty jam packed as well for how niche it is, but comparatively, Lord of the Rings is just overwhelmingly covered on all fronts. If I even tried to get in on that, yeah,
But I want your perspective. I don't care about their perspective. There's a reason I follow you and talk to you. I like your perspective.
maybe.
I mean, but by that logic, is like, why would I follow you? Because I listen to Arch.
Well, I'd have to
kidding.
reread the Silmarillion to do it justice.
I mean, you could just do a video and see how it goes.
Oh, I still gotta finish a 40K lore video I've been working on, which is taking forever. Tried to restart. Alright, so... craft a pickaxe.
I know you're playing Lord of the Rings, but learned something about 40K that annoyed me. I'm really tired of the Imperial Fists constantly being the fucking punching bag of every black library writer because Imperial Fists. Why don't you have the Ultra Smurfs get their ass beat for a while?
Because they're the poster boys.
Only
They're never gonna be the ones getting their asses kicked.
There's one book where they get their asses kicked and the chapter is almost wiped out. And it is the best 40K book written by the best 40K author and with the best Ultramarine ever created. It is the last Ural Ventress book. Honor the Chapter. Where the Iron Warriors invade the Macragge sector and basically wipe out world after world after world until they're finally stopped. Sorry.
Okay, so that's a bit of a downside, though. Yeah, so I just crafted a pickaxe, and I'm using it to shift through this dirt rubble that's fallen, and it's pretty cool. It kind of reminds me of Deep Rock Galactic with how, like, you hit it and, like, it creates, like, a path as you go. And I tested it. The thing is, it's only on this specific, like, terrain type. If you go to do it on, like, any of the other walls, you just get resources from them. You don't get,
First or third person?
Huh?
First or third person, sorry.
Third person.
And all those American truck simulator streamers always drive their truck in third person. Like, really, dude?
Firelight, we're not alone.
Alright, I heard someone talking. Firelight, we're not alone. Oh, mushroom stew.
That actually sounds really good.
The
It's-
Raven of Erebor.
Oh, it's my character talking. I'm an idiot.
Uh,
It's a
You heard it
raven?
here, folks. Clip that right there.
Okay, I need to eat food.
What's your favorite movie?
Hmm?
Your Lord of the Rings. What's your favorite movie?
I don't know if I have a favorite between the three. I watch them always in like one congruent big chunk.
Ah, okay.
If you twisted my arm and said which one I like, for me it's one conclusive flowing story. So to try and
Oh yeah, I agree.
yeah, for me like asking which is your favorite is like saying, hey, which chapter of this book is your favorite? So, well, they all kind of lean on each other. I guess if you really twisted my arm about it, Helm's Deep. Probably. And, sorry, the Two Towers, I should say. I was thinking the scene when I
Let's
said
get a
it.
little specific, because I understand your point. Which battle scene did you just absolutely love?
Helm's Deep really was... Like, I like the intensity of it, the defense. The flow of the battle also was really well done. And it wasn't so over the top it felt, like, crazy.
Yeah. Not like the ending battle in the third movie. That was incredibly over the top.
I don't know, I thought the battle at Minas Tirith was way more over the top. But it's supposed to be. It's
That's
an
what
epic...
I'm talking about.
Well, the final battle in Return of the King is right at the gates to Mordor. The Battle of the
Forgot
Black
about
Gate.
that one.
It's the final battle. It's where the very last fighting men of both Rohan and Gondor, under the leadership of Aragorn, who's about to become king, go to what they believe to be their doom, because at that point they believe Frodo is dead and that Sauron has the ring, or the ring is either, or the ring is lost. So they go to fight one final battle, and then it turns out Frodo did make it, and while they were there, dropped the ring. Well, he didn't actually get to drop it. It was more so the ring orchestrated its own downfall because of Gollum.
Yeah.
But Frodo got it right there, and I tend to agree with Tolkien himself when talking about the Lord of the Rings story, that Samwise is the real hero of the story. I mean, Frodo and Aragorn and Legolas, they're all heroes, yes, but like the main hero, the one who is the most heroic, is easily Samwise Gamgee.
And I'm trying to remember which one Samwise was. The one who went with Frodo, right?
Yep.
Oh yeah, because it was the other one that
Merry and Pippin.
helped kill the Lich King.
The Witch King, Jason, you know, I have a theory why the Ultra Smurfs in that time were winning all the time. They would not record their losses. I made the theory when looking at a Space Hulk game. Wait, what? Well, that could be said for a lot of Imperial stuff. Is like, oh well, they just don't record the bad stuff. If that was the case, we would have no losses on record. Now, it's easy to believe that in universe, yeah, no losses are reported, or they rarely or seldom report losses, especially the particularly bad ones.
Or they're reported, kind of like what's his name, the Minister of Truth for the Iraqi army during the surge. There are no tanks in Baghdad. You just see an Abrams roll past behind them. That's kind of how I imagine the Imperium reporting on their losses. There are no Tyranids on this planet.
For another way out, for any other survivors.
I will search. You go east, see what you can find. I will fly to you when I can.
Alright, talking Raven.
The real reason that the Ultra Smiths always won is, Matt Ward. And when he got told to chill out, the Ultra Smurfs, that's when Keldor Drago became Keldor Drago. Still prefer Flash Kids for Keldor Drago. He snorts the warp snuff. Warp does. I like your horn, Mr. Unicorn. What? How's the portal going, Bloodthirster? Oh, come on, man. Just an Imperial world. Don't worry about it. I'm just gonna be back. I need this. I got a second kid on the way.
Okay, boom.
Well, I really don't pay attention to the new lore. I honestly think Angron's going to get killed by Gaskull.
Alright.
Because Angron screwed up.
There we go. It's kind of like Minecraft logic with it. So, well, I built 2 platforms so I could elevate myself up through this area. I'm still in the tutorial section. But yeah, like, the platforms don't need, like, support structure. You just need to, like, have them against something. Kind of like blocks of Minecraft. Like, you basically build stuff in, like, midair.
So is it Minecraft logic or Fortnite logic?
Same. I mean, you need something for it to be built against, but it's either way, it's still like there's like nothing foundationally holding it up. It's just you can build it against an existing wall or structure. Okay. Kyler, Ballude, Kabler, Westgate. Okay. Interesting. Ah!
Doors of Durin! What's wrong with it? I've never seen runes with such shadow. No wonder we couldn't get it open from the other side.
Ah. Says black magic. The doors of Durin are cursed. Someone or something has gouged a cursed rune into the inside of the gate. This is why Ghibli's company couldn't get the doors of Durin open from the outside. Evil shadow exudes from it, blocking any from approaching. Could this be why there are piles of dead orcs? One could assume. Alright. So I assume... Oh, okay, so that's why earlier when... Okay, I didn't... That's why they couldn't get in. The password didn't work or anything. It's because someone directly cursed the door to stay shut. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. It drains courage and energy, making it hard for even the sturdiest of doors to do anything. Being under the mountain and being in the dark are not one and the same. Moria was never meant to be this darksome. Darksome? To fight the creeping despair, a good song and a light will warm the heart again. Can I take those arrows? No? Okay, they're just decorative. Ooh, sign of the Fellowship. Oh, okay, so you could find, like, elements of the Fellowship's journey. The Fellowship was here. I found a wee set of Shire-made travel plates and forks. This must have been left behind by one of the Lord Gimli's hobbit companions, perhaps while resting after the Watcher trapped them inside Moria. I must be on the same path Gandalf and Gimli led them. A very good omen. They made it out, and so can we. Yeah, I hope I don't find a cave troll along the way.
Or the Belrog.
Oh, the Balrog is dead. At least that one is. So if they add another one, that means there's multiple down here.
Isn't the lore behind the Belrog is a wizard that lost his mind?
No. Balrogs are... They're on the same level as wizards, which are Maiars. Well, sorry, that's not... No, Maiars are higher up. They're basically angels to the Maiar. So each of the wizards came from basically heaven, where the Maiar live. And... Oh, jeez, I took damage. How did I take damage? I'm not starving right now. Oh, I guess...
Air, maybe?
No, I'm in darkness. Okay. Oh, I'm about to die because I'm in darkness. But I have my torch. Does it not count?
Can you build a fire quickly?
No. I'm about to die. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do in this circumstance. The game... Yeah, okay. And I start all the way back at the beginning. Okay.
Dude, that sucks.
Yes, it does. That is a really, really shitty thing. Okay. And I have none of my resources.
Do you have an icon for your bag?
I have a icon for where I died.
Oh, maybe your resources will be in your bag.
Well, the thing is, I'm not sure what... I'm not... My biggest problem is not really that I died and went back to the beginning. It's I had absolutely no control over that, and I have no... the game in no way gave me an out. Like, there was nothing signaled to me at all of what I could do. Like, I had a torch out. So I had light. It just apparently that wasn't enough. Like the game did not explain to me just now what the hell I was supposed to do right there. Like that's my problem with what just happened there is, like the game told me, yes, darkness, like there's this aura about the place that'll kill you. It's like, okay, but it's not like it's like a mist or a steam I can avoid. It's like, it literally is just darkness, like a lack of light. Okay, I had a torch. Shouldn't that have been enough? Well, apparently fucking not. So, yeah, I don't know. That was a very cheap death that shouldn't have happened. And I'm now in the exact same place, and I'm not taking damage like I did before, so I'm even further confused.
Were you standing in something? Like maybe you were standing in acid?
No, it was just darkness. I'm in the exact same place, and I'm not taking damage now. I have no idea what the hell I'm very fucking confused.
Sorry if I, talked over something that explained it.
Very fucking confused. Okay, now it says I'm in darkness again. Okay. Again, I would love an explanation on how to combat that.
An outpost of Balin's company. We can shelter here.
Oh, apparently there's a shelter here.
Oh, Arik! What news?
There's no way west. No way out.
I did not think we would see shadow-cursed ruins in Moria. Our path, then, must go east.
Long journey. You must prepare. Up here, at that old dwarven camp.
You're right. It's time to find shelter before making our way further.
I will scout ahead. Stay alive.
With luck, we'll exit the Dimrail Gate. For now, we must face the long dark of Moria.
Oh, orcs. Alright, so now I gotta prepare for the long dark. Now, where's this camp, though? If it's back where the orcs are currently, that's not very advantageous.
That game's hard, by the way.
Huh?
A long game.
Oh, that's the outpost right there? Really? I'd hardly call that an outpost. Okay, orcs, or goblins, or whatever you are, stop following me. What the hell? Oh, they can dig in the ground. Great. Oh, this is the outpost. I question so much about that. Oh, okay, there we go. They're like, oh, there's a camp up ahead, and it's forward 90-degree turn, 90-degree turn. Yes, up ahead. More like next to where you were standing when you entered the room. through a wall.
A dwarven chest.
Yes, there's a
Let's get
shoulder,
you open. See
shelter
what you
up your
keep in
bum and around
secret.
2 corners. Wait, what?
Alright. Ori's records. I found parchment in Elvish hand, Durin's Day, TA 2989. Ballin has sent 5 of us to establish outposts in the far corners of Moria. Here we begin our search. Okay. Alright, so we rebuilt the stone hearth. Got some coal. Coal pallet. What? Like, is that where we store coal or where I get coal? What? This one needs a black diamond? I don't know if that's rare, as I say that. It also requires a steel hammer. Okay. Forge. I need iron ingots for that. Figures. And furnace, which just needs stone. Whoops. 6 back
Do
there.
you need something else besides iron ingots to make a steel hammer?
Well, no. The forge, it needs 3 iron ingots.
Okay.
I don't know what the recipe is for the steel weaponry or steel supplies.
Yeah. Steel's an ale.
I'm back, guys.
Welcome back. You didn't tell us you left.
I had a phone call.
Everything okay?
I woke up at 5:30 this morning.
Okay.
It's been nothing but one thing after the other. It not necessarily negative. It's just I haven't been able to stop and rest yet.
Take a load off. Rest. Relax.
So I'm playing 7 days.
Okay.
Rest is for the weak.
And you are so very.
Okay, that's just fucking weird. Will you come over here and fight me, or this is just getting old?
I believe the term is "come at me, bro."
What's annoying me? It's like I get close and they bitch out. You guys have me 4-1. Why even stalk me? If you're just gonna be like, oh, he's coming closer, dig a hole. I can't kill this rat. Come here. No, stop running, you little shit. Your dinner. Gotcha. I can roast meat. Make some mushroom stew.
Roasted rats. So appetizing. And not disease at all.
Rat stew. Hey, rat stew is... You can eat that. That can be tasty, actually. Just have to have the right mindset.
Rats are not edible
Yes, they
unless you're incredibly desperate.
are. They're edible. They're edible around the clock. I assure you.
I do not want to know how you know this, my brother.
I've eaten rat. Duh.
Why?
'Cause I was hungry. And and they were readily catchable out in the forest.
Oh, that I understand.
Did you at least cook them first?
Obviously, I'm not Gollum.
Same time, those are plague carriers, dude.
Who doesn't cook meat?
You'd be surprised.
That one guy on YouTube that was exposed for being everything he did was fake and all of his stuff was BS. Was it liver bro or something like that? Guy that would eat
Oh,
raw
the
liver.
liver king. Okay, that's what you're talking about.
Yeah. See him take a bite of raw meat.
He's still got a fan base,
supposedly
weirdly enough.
swallow. Oh, liver. I never understood it. My mother loves it. I've never eaten it. It just doesn't smell good. Liver and onions. Always wanted to try it, but I just can't get over the smell.
Yeah. Alright, top off my hunger. There we go.
Here's a question for everybody, including the chat. Weirdest thing you've eaten, and nothing dirty.
Oh, now you want to fight. Come on, bring it. Come on. Alright, and they could take a few hits. Right, so you guys don't attack me at nighttime when you have, to be quite frank, more of an advantage. And you're still bitching. I killed 3 of you, I get it, but still, really? Make up your mind. Are you gonna attack me or are you gonna stalk me all day? Jesus. Annoying bastards.
What are you gonna do when I mystically appear outside your window, Asma?
Hope you don't get cold.
Router 12 gauge.
I'll just sit there. Knock. Knock. Knock.
I'll just wave.
There are rules of living in forested areas, Lunas, and that is not one.
Fuck the forest. It's fucking cold.
Oh yeah, if you move up north from Virginia, you're gonna have a time.
Yeah.
Not really. It gets just as cold.
No, it doesn't. It gets way colder here. Way colder.
What are you smoking and where can I get some of it, Caboose?
Cold in Virginia is just as cold as up north.
Okay, hey Asma.
Hey, let me do a test then. Ludus, what's the coldest it's ever gotten?
Like -5.
It's got -50 here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but after -20, you don't.
I can't wait to hear this. Caboose, finish that thought.
You said yeah, but after -20, you don't really feel it.
You know there's a difference between frost nip and frost bite, correct?
Yeah.
-5 will cause frost nip quickly. -50 will cause frost bite quickly.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
And
Maybe
I'll
to
tell you
you,
this.
but
Oh,
not to me.
yeah. I'm just
Dude,
disregarding.
you're talking to a guy who used to tarp loads in that weather. All right? Don't notice it.
Asma, have you read Descent of Angels?
I don't think. No. Yeah, I have.
You remember the test they put the children through?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Am I the asshole for suggesting that?
What's Descent of Angels about? I forgot. I think I've read it.
Basically, when it gets down to that kind of temperature, we'll leave you out all night in the cold and you can't move.
I can't remember
Weapon for
the
this!
books.
I literally just told you. One of the trials is we will leave you out in the cold and you have to stand there without moving overnight.
For which chapter?
Dark Angels.
Oh, yeah, I've read that. That's the one where the kid has the same power as Lionel, right? Where he killed the Caliban lion or something like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Crap. Yeah, there's no way for me to. Okay.
I don't know. Maybe it's because
All
I've
the
also
way
done
back.
a shit ton of foot patrolling in the winter that I just don't notice the cold anymore.
Again. Alright, bet.
Yes, there is a difference. I personally don't feel it.
I don't have a recipe for that yet. Fuck.
There's also a difference between wet cold and dry cold.
Duh.
Asma felt so impressed by that statement.
I mean, for me, that's like saying, "Oh, by the way, water makes things wet, and you need air to breathe."
Talking about water cold.
You don't say.
You know how people, oh, well, it's a dry heat.
Oh, people who say that are retarded.
Hot is hot. There is a difference between moisture, a lot of moisture in the air that is cold, and a place that is just cold without the moisture.
Again, I consider that a duh.
Okay. Not my fault. Y'all can't handle the cold.
I handle it just fine. I find it's, I find it. Oh, there's my stuff. I find it dumb.
First time.
I am very
First winter-
insulated. I should be fine.
First, oh, trust me, fat has nothing to do with cold resistance.
I'm sure walruses would disagree with you.
The bigger you are, the colder you get, my dude. Trust me, you have more surface area to get cold.
Hey, Kiro. You need food to eat. Obviously. Alright. Oh, that's all it takes to repair it? Oh, whoops. I didn't cook that quickly. Grams, cosmetic. How do I repair it, though? Does I just go into crafting?
You see the first winter, Ludus is up in wherever he's going. Him and his wife and kids all look like they're from that Dan Aykroyd Chevy Chase spy movie when they go to Russia. totally spy. I can't remember.
Oh wait, to repair it, I need. Wait, it's a basic item though. Like I can craft it right in my inventory right now. Why can't I just repair the one I have? I have to build a whole station to repair it?
Makes no sense.
That's stupid. Yeah, off the bat, this does have a lot of issues as a survival game. And I don't even mean like necessarily like the difficulty of the mobs just coming in and attacking you. That's pretty standard. But it's very strange. Like the resource gathering part of it is very strange. Because normally, you know how in most survival crafting games there's nodes that you harvest, right?
Yeah.
There really isn't, at least so far, any kind of nodes. Like, I've been taking apart existing structures and existing things to acquire stone, for example. But if I just go to a stone pillar or wall, like the one in front of me right now,
You can't whack it.
I can, and you do get stone from it, but very, very little. Like, you get like one,
It,
like that rate of stone deposit. But if you attack like
Maybe
a
it-
structure and you destroy it, you get a lot more quickly.
maybe it's more like how the early game in 7 Days to Die is, where you make the basic stuff, use it, break, and just keep crafting new ones instead of repairing it. The repair station is for like the higher end basic items, if that makes sense. Like the difference between a stone axe and a steel axe, mithril or whatever magical material you
Except
get.
the steel axe is like late game.
Yeah, but that's what I'm trying to say. Maybe they meant for you to just craft the basic stuff, and once it's dead, pitch it. But the repair station is for the later game stuff. That's the only only way I can think of it. Sorry. '90 eastbound, mile marker 491. You got one sitting. Careful.
There we go.
Yep, I just heard a word I do not want to. That CV is going off.
Oh, I'm an idiot. Fuck.
You're not an idiot. You just don't think sometimes.
Yeah, that's generally what idiot means.
Or no, the game's idiotic. Okay.
The only way you can repair is with a repair station.
Well, that's stupid enough as it is with a basic item, yeah, but it's also so in the construction window there's stone door frame, and then there's something called simple door. So the actual image just shows the door, and this door frame shows the door, the frame of the door, and a wall. So you would think, okay, if I click simple door, it's just the wooden door itself, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, it's the door with the door frame.
Why can you build them separate?
But you can't, that's just it. It says you can.
Oh.
So that's dumb already, but it'd be fine if I could just build the door the door and the door frame where I built just the door frame. It doesn't let me because there's an existing structure there. So now I have to delete, or I have to destroy the door frame so I can build the door with the door frame.
That's dumb.
And again, the game shows in the crafting window, it just shows the door. Like, simple door wall, and it shows the door. It doesn't show that it's in a door frame. It shows a door. And it just says on the title, simple door. So one could be safely assume, if I click craft on this, I'm about to craft just the door.
Is there an option to, like, something like that? Where you can just build the door?
I don't see anything for that, so not in any obvious way.
Is this early access?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just got some problems fairly early on. It feels early access.
The downside with Epic, you can't voice your concerns.
So, yeah, I guess I gotta keep that in mind, that... Oh, apparently. Oh, I could throw my pickaxe, apparently.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, wall torch. This is gonna need a little bit of work. And they got the bones for a good game here, but this is... It's got some jank to it. Not the fun kind. And the thing is, so far, there's been no, like, visual bugs or audio bugs. The problems are in the actual design choices.
Design choices just not making sense.
Oh yeah, like it's just like it's a basic thing in most survival crafting games for you to be able to repair basic craftable equipment without any stations on hand. Like you can build it on hand, you should be able to repair it on hand. The fact that I can't repair like an axe or a pickaxe without a dedicated repair station for it, kind of rough. D Guardian, welcome to the stream. How you doing? So, what exactly is this game? Valheim with dwarves? Pretty much. It's pretty much Valheim with dwarves. So far, that's kind of an insult to Valheim, though, because the game has problems. Like I've been playing for about an hour. Actual straightforward progression, only about like 30-40 minutes. So, keep that in mind. Most of it's been chatting with Caboose and Ludus, but so far, again, I don't want to lambast it so early on with only so little experience, but so far it's got some immediate issues. Like again, like I can't repair my basic equipment without a dedicated station for it. Like there's not like I can craft this pickaxe on hand with basic materials without a station. So you would think, okay, you can craft it on hand, it's a basic equipment, so you could repair it on hand. No. I can rebuild it, build a new one, but I can't repair it without having first built a station to repair it. even though it's a basic as shit item. Yeah, I know it was like the example to bring up. Yeah. So, off the bat, some design issues. And again, I don't know if you were here for this little enjoying interaction, but we found out that... So you look at this crafting menu, right? And you see stone door frame. So, you build a wall with a cut hole in it for a door. And then next to it is simple door. And it only shows a picture of a door. So it shows a picture of just the door, and the title just says simple door. So you think, okay, this is just like the door itself, a dedicated door, and you build it separately from the door frame. No, it's the door frame and the door. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. A bit misleading, mislabeled. The image they chose is just wrong. But that's fine. But if you accidentally built a door frame instead, it's fine, right? You could just like build it into the existing door or a door frame. No. No. You actually have to destroy the door frame so you can build the door already pre-built into a door frame. Because... Again, this is pretty basic survival crafting. Like, there's so many examples of how to do this that exist currently. That, if someone builds, like, it's fine to like break down structures into for frame, door frame, and then you have like a third option, which is to build them together. But most games, if they have those options. If you just built the door frame by mistake, and you now, like, oh, I actually wanted to build a door frame with a door, the game just lets you build that over it, and lets you retain the necessary resources that you didn't have to expend to build them separately. No. You have to destroy the existing door frame, and then build the simple door, which also includes the door frame. I blame the dealer in the alley next to the dev studio. That might explain it. Like, I don't know. It's again, that's just such, in my head, that's such a basic survival crafting, base building, programming thing. I just don't. I don't see how. I also don't see why they would just say simple door, but then it be the door in the door frame. Like, that's like an immediate issue.
You orc filth! I'll tear you down!
Wait, I'm under siege? What? Shit.
Defend the wall, brother Paladin. Defend the wall.
Fuck. Get off my swamp! Or whatever Shrek says.
Donkey!
Be gone with you, foul goblins.
Eyes up! Monsters in the air!
What, wargs? What the fuck? Huh? I just started. I've only been playing for like an hour. What? Why am I'm being attacked by a swarm of goblins and wargs? Hold on, let me see if I can break this a little bit.
game is made with chaos theory without telling me your game was made with chaos.
Alright, can I break this a little bit? Might be able to. Hold on. Let me see if they breach, and then I can, like... I'm hoping to see if I can jank this. Oh, outlasted the siege.
Clear.
So I press tab while playing into build mode. Well, if I do that, but then... Okay. Well, maybe I need to redo a key map here. Alright, there we go. Okay, so X is to deconstruct. Alright, is there a repair button? I don't know if I have to repair it. No. This game has a severe dislike for repairing things. I don't care who the Moria IRS sends, I ain't paying taxes. That's a good one. Dan the dwarf. Instead of sending a hot chick to my door, they sent a swarm of wargs and goblins.
Your goblins there. Yeah.
And now I gotta toss this axe because I can't fucking repair it. So. Okay, so I will say this: I do like that there is a siege mechanic. But I've only been playing for an hour, and for a survival crafting game, that's not, like, I'm barely learning the systems, and they're like, hey, by the way, siege. Huh.
You should still be in the tutorial to tell you how everything works.
Yeah, I have no idea why that happened. Okay, so I can make a pallet just for supplies. Okay, I probably should make a stone pallet. Well, the pallets look the same, though. Like, how are you supposed to tell? Okay, this is the stone pallet, this is the coal unless you... Oh, okay. Okay, I think I get it then. Yeah, so you would just, like, store it directly onto it. Okay. I know there's a repair station you can build, but it's stupid as shit. Because here's the thing, Benjamin, by the way, welcome to stream. Or Cavantus. Cavantus, that's how I usually call you. It's stupid as shit, and this is universal for most crafting games. I can craft a basic axe on hand with basic materials. Like, it's in your basic crafting menu. You don't need a station to craft an axe. It's right here. It's just some metal fragments, wood scraps, cloth scraps. That's it. It's a basic weapon, basic material. But I can't repair it on hand. I can build a new one on hand for nothing, but I can't repair an existing one rather than have to repair it. Rather than have to build a new one. That is... I'm sorry, that's terrible foresight on behalf of the devs, because most survival crafting games, your basic items you could just repair. Like, this is a repair function. It's like, okay, hey, you can build this on hand, presumably you could fix it on hand. But in this game, I can build it, I can't repair it unless I build a special station for it, which I have to go back to every time I want to repair an item, which I think is objectively dumb. It's been a pain in the ass. I think it's a pain in the ass. It's completely bad game design. It is. I think it's bad design. And I don't know if you were here for it earlier, but also bad design is what they did here with the simple door and the door frame. Because what I did is I built a door frame, thinking, okay, I'll build a door frame, and then I'll put in a door. But then the door is attached to an existing door frame. Okay, not a big deal. I'll just presumably the game allows you to just build that over it, over a door frame, and then you'll retain the resources from like the wall part of it, like the stone. No, because it was red and it told me you can't build over an existing structure. So I had to destroy that door frame wall so I could build the door and the door frame, which didn't advertise itself as a door and a door frame. It's just as the door, which I think is very dumb. So off the bat, there's some. I feel like I'm playing an early access title, and I'm not. I'm playing a $40 game that's supposed to be officially released, and it has some pretty basic design flaws. I don't know. It's
Now you know why they put it on Epic instead of on Steam. Can't return it.
it's very stupid. I don't know. It might feel better later, but for right now, I don't know. Like, all I'm thinking with such basic mistakes is, I'm like, as a normal player, I would drop this and play a different survival game that does have the basic design flaw process of letting you repair your items on hand and letting you build like the door frame and door into an existing door frame and letting you keep the resources from the door frame part. Simple stuff like that. Like Conan Exiles. Why would you play this over Conan Exiles? The only answer I have is because Conan Exiles is like 150 gigs. This is like 39. I feel bad about lambasting it so much already, but these are some basic design things.
I recommend the Asmophobia stream.
I'm not really into too many horror games.
You should be. It's a fun game. I hate horror games too, but this is actually a blast.
Yeah. Oh.
Did you ever watch that video I sent you, Ludus, or tagged you in, Ludus?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
You should.
I don't know. I hope this game is a little bit more expansive as I go along, but off the bat, some really odd, design flaws are already kind of... The thing is, for me to find something that is legitimately frustrating so quickly concerns me, because now I'm worried, okay, the more I play this, how many more things am I going to find that are obnoxiously frustrating? Well, I'm not going to write it off quite yet, but we'll see. Alright, let me put some more torches in front of him.
Do we should come back and play Dark Tide with me.
Wait, what the... Wait, hold on. I built it right here, but it built all the way over here. Okay. That didn't take me long to find another flaw. Okay, hold on, wait. Let me try that again. So if I build it right... Oh, okay, I'm looking at the... Oh, okay, that might be my fault. Yeah, I'm looking for where the edge of the torch's bottom hits, but it's actually where it goes through the... Okay, I think okay. It goes through. Would you guys piss off?
Oh, okay. I'll leave.
Huh? No, I'm talking about the goblins.
Oh. What you need to do is kill one, cut its head off, and put it on a spike as a warning to the others.
That'd be interesting if this game has effigies. Although that feels like a very goblin thing to do in and of itself. Doesn't feel like a dwarf
Didn't
thing.
the forest have that?
Yes.
That's a game I cannot play. That and Grounded.
Piss off, goblin. I wish you got something for killing goblins or something. Like, even just basic materials would be nice.
Gold or something.
And you don't really get anything off of them. And I'm almost out of mushroom stew. I knew something was off when they put it on Epic. Yeah, so far what's off is, again, some of the design choices. It's not, so far it's a functional game. Feels weird that that's a praiseworthy thing nowadays, but it's, so far it hasn't crashed. There's no visual bugs or audio bugs so far. There's that. It's functional. It's just the design choices made within the functional game in question are bad.
Are non-functional.
Well, they function. They're stupid. Okay, boom. Health brought back up to max. Okay, so...
As soon as you said function, what popped into my head was conjunction function. What's your... Conjunction junction, what's your function?
Alright, so now... What do I got for resources? Actually, I should probably build... Do I have what I need for a bedroll? Let's see if I do.
That's what they need to do is bring back Schoolhouse Rock. They need to bring back Schoolhouse Rock.
Nope, wrong thing. Bedroll. Alright, I have what I need for that. Scraps. I'll sleep over here near the corner. Actually, no. I'll have my dedicated sleeping area over here. Actually, unironically, I would find that a comfortable place to sleep. Iron. I have now completed the tutorial. It's a flawed design, but a well put together flawed design. Yeah, pretty much. I'd describe it that way. Boom. Alright, I've made a furnace. And I can make it iron ingots from ore, obviously. Okay. Problem is, I don't have any ingots. Now, before I go, let me build a chest and deposit my goods.
In order to make a forge, you need iron ingots, but you can't make iron ingots until you have a forge. Isn't that a catch-22?
No, you can make iron ingots with the furnace, which I do now have because I use stone for it. So yeah. I got the furnace, got the forge, the rune mapstone, and this random thing in the corner, which I don't think is a crafting station, come to think of it. Hey, Jagronus. How you doing, brother? Hope you're doing well, having a good day.
Papa D! Papa D!
Okay, so now that I got my chest, let me deposit my shit before I leave. Yeah, I'll take a... that with me. That should be fun. Make one more of those and then deposit my mushrooms here. There we go. There. That way I only take the bare essentials I need. These the bare necessities. The bare necessities. Na, 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 na.
Hey, who sings that song?
There we go. Now eat my stew and head out. Alright, so now I got the bare essentials. Got a couple torches. No, Guardian, don't fall for it. He does that joke all the time. Ah, fuck.
Good, let's keep it that way. Ah, ah, ah. Got him.
So, let's see if we can find some mineable equipment. Cook roast meat on a hearth, eat roast meat on a meal table. Well, I need more meat. Be cool if I could find a node. Yeah, it's kind of weird. We're in the mines of Moria. I haven't found a single node. Oh, hello, Iron Vein. Oh, right across the way.
Behave.
Oh, they're wolves, not wargs. That doesn't make it too much better. Alright, come here. Back off. Ow. Well, I get meat from them at least. Finally, something that actually drops shit. Kill like 500 goblins, they don't drop jack.
Just Daniels.
Come back here, you shithead.
Greetings.
Hey, Dragonis.
Ooh.
Hey, Dragonis.
What's going on, Papa D?
Dragonis says, I wonder, is the map procedurally generated? I hope it isn't. It would be cool. So far, I think this is pre-designed. I don't think this is procedural at all.
From what I've read online, that each time you enter these, they create a map, and they're always individual. So it creates a map when you join this thing.
So it does procedurally generate it.
Yeah.
What the?
Is this more of a survival game from the style?
It is a survival game.
Yeah. And you have to get it from Epic, right?
Yep. Sadly.
Yep.
I love the fact that you can start singing.
I think you kind of have to, because it seems to boost your mining. Although I'm not sure. My mining just improved when I started singing.
Huh.
Yeah, my biggest problem is the game has a lot of design flaws.
For example?
I'm sure the stream chat are tired of me using it because this will be like the 14th time I've said it, but... Okay, one more time. I promise you this is the last time I'll go through this yet again. Okay, so first major design flaw. You can't repair basic equipment that you can craft with on-hand materials. You can build it
You
on
always
hand.
have to make new ones.
No. Here's the thing: they are repairable. But you have to repair them at a repair station. So if you use them up if you use up their durability while using them, you now have a. For example, I have an axe on my inventory right now that has the repair symbol on it. Broken improvised axe, it says. That's just taking up space in my inventory. I would prefer it if that was the system, because at least at that point you wouldn't have constant broken materials filling up your inventory.
So you would just go and throw that away and just craft a new one, probably.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You shouldn't have to do that. In most survival crafting games, the devs have the foresight to be like, okay, you can build this with really basic materials on hand. You should be able to repair it. So
Or it just breaks
it.
totally.
Well, one or the other are better than it breaks, but you can repair it, so we'll leave it with you. But it's a basic ass tool, but you have to have a dedicated repair station for it. So who in the hell is going to waste time going all the way back to their base to repair their axe when they could just toss the one they have and build a new one? So that's immediately a really stupid design flaw and a really basic one. Like this game is a 2023 release. Do you know how many survival games have a basic repair system for on-hand, basic craftable equipment? Virtually all of them.
At least 25, at least.
All the popular ones for damn sure. Now Minecraft, it just breaks. But again, that's still better, because at least it's an item that's no longer taking up your inventory. The game assumes you would toss a broken tool aside and have to build it from scratch. This game, it's like the worst medium between the two. You can repair your items, but even basic as hell items, you have to take back to a repair station. No one's going to do that. So the devs, in my opinion, should either design it so your basic equipment, just like Minecraft, just disappears, or, more aptly, and what I think they should do, let us just repair it on hand.
Like an Ark.
Yeah, it's stupid as hell to repair your basic ass shit. When you can craft it on hand, you should be able to repair it on hand. It should only be complicated tools and equipment that you have to go to a repair station for to repair. Not basic axe tier 1 built from literal shit. So that's problem number 1. Problem number 2
I think
I've encountered is... So, are you watching the stream right now?
Yeah.
Alright. So if you go to the building tab, like to actually build and craft stuff, I go to wood and stone. You see the stone door frame here, right?
1 second, it always lags a bit.
I'm also showing on
Fine.
Discord so you can like see it more live.
Oh, okay.
I would
One
prefer if you watch the
second.
stream, but you know, just for the sake of this.
I am watching the stream, but I can also watch the Discord.
So,
Okay, so that's the whole building.
So far, I'm assuming this will expand as I get more stuff, but
Yeah, probably
So-
I have to level lock.
you see this simple door, right? And it just shows a picture of a
Yeah.
door. So what's your assumption about this?
That you can just place the door.
Right.
Craft it and just place it.
But it's just the door itself, right?
Yeah.
All right. And the picture implies that as well, right?
Sure.
So, and then there's a store door frame, which is separate, and that only shows a door frame without a door,
Yeah, that's relatively normal.
right? So, I built a door frame with the understanding that I was to build the door separate, and then I would add it
Yes.
to the door frame. This is the simple door. What do you notice about it? It comes with a door frame.
That makes no sense.
Yeah. Now,
Uh,
it's fine for it to come with this.
Oh, wait. It reads in the description.
Again, most people are just going to look at the picture.
Yeah,
And
but
the
it
name.
says a wooden door and a rough stone wall frame, which
Yeah,
is
but
weird.
no one's going to read those.
Yeah.
Like who reads the subtext
Especially-
descriptor of... Everyone's going to look at the name, which is stone door frame and simple door. And they're going to look at the picture. The picture does not show a door frame. It just shows the door. The picture of the
But
stone
why
door frame just
is
shows...
there even a door frame if you already get the frame with the door?
Exactly. Now, this would be
Think you're
only
gonna be
an
attacked
annoyance.
soon.
No, they can't get up here.
Ah.
This would only be an annoyance if it weren't for the fact that once you build the door frame, you then can't build the simple door onto the existing frame. You have to disassemble the door frame and then build the simple door with the frame. Because this won't build over an existing structure. Now, most survival games, you can have a door frame, and you can also build a door and a door frame together. And then typically, if you build, you're allowed to build one over the other, and you just retain the resources that the frame is made out of, because you already built that. This game won't
Usually
even
just-
allow you to build it over the existing structure.
Yeah.
So so you're seeing.
I mean, usually you have to build those two separate in most survival games that I know. That you always have to build them separate.
Yeah.
You don't get a door in a door frame because that makes little to no sense in a crafting.
It makes a little more sense, especially if it gives you the option to build the door frame without the door.
Yeah.
So you're seeing like what I mean when I say design issues.
It seems like they haven't thought it through, especially with such simple things that exist in every other game.
And that's exactly the current problem. I hope it's not pervasive
Kind
throughout.
of stupid.
But there's so far, like I've only been playing for almost 2 hours, and admittedly a good hour, a little bit over an hour of that has been just talking and hanging out with Caboose and Ludus without making much progress. So I'm realistically, I've only been playing, like dedicatedly, actually focusing on the game for about maybe 40 minutes out of that 2 hours. And I've already found
But you
some
can
really basic
randomly
issues.
You can randomly just mine stuff, okay?
Yeah. Also, that's another thing that's kind of interesting. This is less of a complaint, more of a notice. But with like normal stone walls like this, I can hit against it and gain stone, right? But the wall doesn't get dissipated or eaten up. Like I can hit on this wall eternally and continue to get 1 stone for like every 3 to 5 seconds. But it never breaks. Yeah. So you can't like build out your own mining system. But
from the first thing, I thought it was like in 7 days where you actually dig the ground up and then there's a hole.
No.
Like how it is with the copper or iron.
No, that's kind of the weird thing. You have specific terrain nodes and stuff where you can like break it out like this. But most of the environment terrain, like this stone wall, doesn't break. Like it's an immortal object. You can get stone out of it, but you can't actually.
Someone shooting arrows at you.
Yeah, it's that dickhead down there.
That seems entirely awkward, especially since the wood breaks above it. Why does the wood above it break when you take something away from the wall that doesn't hold it? That's awkward.
Hey, Pyrrhus. Yeah, it's there's a lot of stacking awkwardnesses. Like, so far, it doesn't feel like the devs thought everything out. Like, it feels like it's emulating other survival games, but it doesn't understand how those survival games were designed.
I mean, from the looks and design, it looks very, very much like Conan. It looks a shit ton like Conan. but it plays a little bit like 7 Days.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I mean, Conan is the closest survival game from the building aspect that I know.
Yeah, just for the sake of my OBS stream, I'm gonna have to end the Discord stream on this. If it'll let me.
That's awkward. Definitely awkward.
It's been strange with this game. So I'm not sure what happened on the design process. This is one of those games where I'm happy it's out and it's functioning, but
They've done the same thing.
when you have core design flaws,
What was your answer?
I mean, I like it.
It's awkward.
yeah, it's just a
Almost. Sorry.
Because I would love to play that game with you and everything, but I hope it's
I was like,
okay for a game. Because I've got a shit ton of survival games, and if this is just meh, then it's probably not worth getting.
So far, I would describe it as meh. Like, I'll let you know as I play as if there's anything
Yeah.
stand out or really fun. But so far, like it's got immortal, indestructible terrain as the majority of its terrain.
Which is relatively normal.
It's not normal though. A lot of survival games you can completely take apart everything in the terrain, in the environment. Like you can dig out, like Minecraft for example, you can dig out entire like holes and every block is mineable.
Yeah,
In
quite a
this,
few.
there's a lot of immortal objects, and only very specific, like cutouts here and there that you can actually mine. Whereas everything else is, like I said, it's immortal. It can't be destroyed. You can harvest from it, but you can't destroy it, and you can't like build around it, and you can't reshape everything. Like one of the fun parts about survival games is that you can like build everything around you to the way you want it and reshape it. In this,
Yeah.
you can't. Like, a lot of it is immortal, and you can't. You're basically building off of existing stuff, which kind of fits. You're building off of the remnants of Moria. But, again, it's very restricting, and I think that is going to put off a lot of people who like survival crafting games, because a lot of them like to completely rebuild the world around them. And you can't really do that in this.
It almost sounds like it's a procedurally generated game, and you're given the dev tools to make things. Like it's not built into survival crafting game. You're given the procedurally generated tools to build stuff. If you know, to use my catchphrase, if that makes any sense. Like, you know, you're getting access to the AI's tools to build things, where in a survival horror game, you know, you build the survival crafting genre, you know, you build the frame, you build the door. Sounds like you have the AI tools that it uses to procedurally generate a build.
I don't know if that's right. Because honestly, the problem comes in the lack of tools that you have. And the lack of things that you can do. Like with a dev kit, you'd actually be able to do whatever you want.
Do you level?
Huh?
No,
Is there a leveling system or anything?
No.
Wait, you have to put each iron bar into QSIM. Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh. Yeah, that's special.
I wasn't
Realistically, the only thing going for the... Anyway, the only thing realistically going for this game is the niche of being in Moria and Lord of the Rings. It's just got the name attached to it, so. Hey, Tank.
The thing is, that was what I feared from this game, that it would be pretty much just, hey, look, we've made a Lord of the Rings game, buy it.
So far, it seems that way. It's better than Gollum. That's not hard,
it's
but...
wasted potential.
Oh, come on. Better than Gollum is like... That's the
I agree,
lowest
it's
standard
better
I've
than
ever
Gollum.
heard on this planet.
Yeah.
That would be to say it's a better movie than Aragon.
Yeah, yeah. It's
That
just,
is
it's
not a
something,
standard we're putting up.
It's something I can give it, I guess. Like, I'm just trying not to be entirely negative, because I don't want to, like, sit here and be like, oh, this game is absolute trash, it's absolute shit, don't buy it. Especially...
It's kind of meh.
I will say this, it's definitely not worth the asking price. $40, I mean, that's less than AAA is right now, so... But even looking at it with the lens of a AA or like a more of a discounted game, so far, I don't know, like, it's...
Do you know what this game looks like? It looks like a Kickstarter project.
Kinda, yeah.
Honestly, it looks like they grabbed Conan and put a Lord of the Rings skin on it.
I mean,
I think
that's
Conan
the
is
thing.
better than this.
I almost like expected there to be at some point. Oh, if you
Conan,
want
you
this
got
feature,
hits.
please donate this amount of money, and we will introduce this to the game.
Yeah, I'm not impressed so far. That's for sure. Maybe like there's some things they
And
could
just
definitely
describe,
fix, like
react.
adding a repair ability, for example, for your basic equipment. That's, I'm sorry, but that's piss easy to do. That doesn't require them to like fundamentally change anything. But I think one of the biggest things that they're not gonna fix is the indestructible terrain. And the fact that the majority of the terrain is indestructible, I don't think they're going to fix that. That's baked into the game. And into the procedural generation of worlds. If they fix that, that means everyone's current existing worlds are going to be deleted.
That would have...
Unless they add a system where it's like some things are indestructible until you get a better tool, and then you can break certain things.
No, again,
Maybe.
that's even more complicated with the design.
I think they were trying to include the building mechanic in a place where building mechanics should not have been included, as if the Mines of Moria. If they went the route where you have, let's say you find a certain room, and you can repair that room, basically you want to create a base. So there are a few rooms that are desolate and run down, and you can repair those rooms, and then you have the bases that you have.
Well, that's where
if
I
they
am
went
right
that
now.
way.
That's,
yeah, I know, but
that's what they did with this
you
room.
can-
Like this hearth was here and all that.
Can you build outside this room wherever you like with the walls and stuff? Is the building mechanic restricted to a place, or is it free?
Can you randomly build stuff in the floors?
I haven't tested that actually, so let me do just that. Alright. Oh, am I out of my torch? I'm gonna build a torch.
I'm a dwarf, and I need to dig a hole, but I can't.
Where would be outside my normal range here?
I expected it to be a bit like Deep Rock Galactic from the... I can just dig into fucking walls, you know?
That would have been horrible, by the way.
Nope, I need to build it near a base.
Okay,
Ouch.
so okay.
Ouch.
That is actually better in my opinion.
No.
Oh, that is better in my opinion, because then you actually get the whole idea that you're rebuilding a place.
Yeah, but for a survivor game...
That's good. That is actually better than just building random stuff, because then the survival game becomes, well, Valheim. Oh, let me build this big castle where I can spend like 60 times.
That's literally what I want.
That's literally what this game would have been doomed if they did. So that's a plus in my opinion.
No, not at all.
If I play a survival game, I want to build where I fucking want to.
That's not a
Especially a
survival
game
game.
where you
That's,
play it-
that's a building game. Again, if you want to keep the Mines of Moria feel, if you allow people to just build whatever they want, they're gonna ruin the Mines of Moria feel in like 2 hours. Like, oh, I'm gonna build these massive tunnels and massive dungeons in the Mines of Moria, which are basically my creation. And
Well, the
then this is
whole
gonna
point
look like
of
Mines
the
Moria.
game, the whole premise of the game is you're part of a party with Gimli after the War of the Ring, coming to rebuild Moria.
Well, yeah, that's why I think that having limited crafting to where you just repair certain rooms is better than just being able to build whatever you want.
But then it's not
whenever
a
you
survival
want.
crafting game. Then it's an entirely different game at that point.
Oh, then it's
Yeah,
not
if they're
a
gonna do
builder
that, then they
game.
should have just made it just a straight up story game. But
Uh,
with survival crafting elements, they need to push the story part more. I haven't seen much of the game yet, so
I think people have been too spoiled with the building mechanics in other games, and they think, oh, every survival game needs to have a building mechanic. And
Well,
I
no,
just
but
think
they advertised it to have that.
yeah, if you're
Yeah.
gonna do the pure
Like-
survival, like if you're gonna go that far, I think they should have just done it like it's not Moria. It's just you're going to set up a dwarven colony or something like a new home. Like you're going to like a mountain in the north or something. Like you leave from Erebor and then you're setting up a new dwarven colony. Then that'd be a
Wait for
little bit
the
more
mod.
freer. But in this one, if you're gonna, I think it'd be better if they push. I do like how do they push like the story? Are you just like dropped there, say, and it just tells you you're reclaiming Moria, or is it like stories and missions and stuff?
There was a cinematic which kind of surprised me, where the voice of Gimli, the actual actor, voices himself. It's an older Gimli, and you all arrive there as like a party, and you guys can't get through the door for some reason, even with the password. And so,
It's cursed.
well, yeah, we find out it's cursed as you like get through the tutorial level. So you try and break in. Oh, they shot an arrow at me through the wall. That's great. That's great design. So Gimli's plan B is he has the entire group put explosives on the side of the wall of the mine to blow it in so they can enter.
Okay, no. There are literally like 4 problems with this whole scenario.
Yeah, they're shooting arrows at me through the wall.
Oh no,
yeah, and
not
also
that.
those good luck
I
blowing.
consider
shooting
that an
armor
issue.
piercers.
Like
Yeah,
just
that's
the
more
shooting
of a-
doors of
Anti-material-
Durin. Yeah, good luck.
Anti-material or
No, they're
arrows.
phasing through the door they haven't destroyed yet.
Yeah, that's a game mechanic problem.
Yeah, that's a bug. They gotta.
By the way, I did not see everything. Are there, like when you said procedural generation, is it everything is procedure generated, or are there like major rooms that are designed and then the corridors between the rooms are procedurally generated?
I am
Or is
not
it-
aware of the breakdown of that. There seems to be some.
That would be very important as well.
I'm wondering if there would be a middle ground if like you have the pre-built like things of that are from a Casa Doom back in the day that you can rebuild, but there's also areas that are completely new and untouched that you can expand. Like there's like pockets of Casa Doom, and then there's areas that are just like complete rubble, or like areas that are just like untouched mine areas that you can mine how you like, build how you like. But there's like pockets of like areas that are like pre-built that have like indestructible elements that so you can build like fortified camps there around choke points.
If they make it like, let's say you have a limited map, like the edge of the map is basically where the rock starts, And if you're high enough level with good enough tools, you can actually start breaking the rock and building things. That may be
One way
an
to
interesting
find
idea.
out, have Asmo save the game, log out, and log back in, because it gets generated every time you log in. At least I think that's what your bonus said.
Hmm. Yeah, this needs more.
Yeah, it needs a
looking
little. It
into.
needs more attention. It needs some changes or fixes and.
Well, again,
So
there's some things that they can fix, like again the lack of a repair function to repair on-hand equipment that you build on hand. That can be easily programmed in, but the indestructible environments and terrain, that's not an easy fix. That's baked into the generated worlds that are currently available on hand in game.
But I still keep the idea that that is better for this style that they're going for.
Well, that's the thing. That's not the style they're going for, Tang. That's my point.
Well, okay, what exact style do you think they're going?
It's not what I think. It's what they advertise.
Okay, what do they advertise exactly? Because I may have missed something.
They advertised a open world crafting survival game in the mines of Moria, akin to something like Valheim.
Okay. I mean, in Valheim, a lot of the things are also indestructible. Well, if you dig some of the dirt out.
Well, that's the thing. You can dig. You can't dig here.
Oh.
That's why I said like the way to fix that would be like areas in between, or just like the craft of like Khazad-dûm and like some of the buildings like can't be destroyed, but they need to add the like bare rock walls or like other areas can be.
Yeah, but how do you limit that? Because once you add that, people will just go to the bare rock walls and just start to do
That's what people do. You can't stop.
Else.
You can't stop players doing what players do.
Well, no, you can just not do that and focus on the generation of actual mines of Moria, which you can explore.
Well, at that point, it's like they need to add more story mission element to it
And
to make it
then
a different
make it
game.
RPG.
It just like I said, you can balance it one way or the other. Either go full ham on survival crafting.
In my opinion, Tang, what you want isn't a survival crafting game.
No, I would disagree.
I'm pretty firm that it doesn't sound like that's what you want, because you want restrictions, you want limitations, you want the game to tell you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this, you can't do that. That's not a survival crafting enjoyer speaking to me.
Okay, yeah, I think that when you say survival crafting, you mean something else, but let's move away from that. The idea is that if you want to have a survival crafting in Moria, if you want to keep the Mines of Moria feel, you should have the survival part being that you have limited rooms like this. And the further you explore, the more good things you find, but the more risk you have of being overrun by goblins and other dangers that are there. Or running out of food, or getting lost, or stuff like that. That's the survivor part, the part. The crafting part is, again, you venture out, you find materials that are not easy to get. Like basic rocks, wood like that, okay, that's fine. But that should be just the basic stuff, which will get you, let's say, dig a small wall to get to, let's say, another, from one room to another, like a cave-in. Anything else, which is further along the crafting route, should be limited by, let's say, okay, you find a wall that is collapsed and there's stones instead of dirt. Then you need iron pickaxe. But to get iron pickaxe, you need to find the iron. Then you craft it. Once you get the iron pickaxe, you open more rooms, which again, the bigger rooms, which are the set pieces, like the halls of Durin, the Durin's tomb, other things that are part of the lore, should be set. And all the corridors in between, with simple rooms that you can find, like items or crafting materials and stuff like that, should be procedurally generated. Then the whole crafting situation becomes, you upgrade the crafting, you get access to more rooms and more of the Moria with deeper levels, let's say, or you get access to newer materials. Yes. you have less, let's say, less
So
safe rooms,
you
but you can
want
make
an
different best.
RPG with crafting mechanics.
I mean, that's not a
Um,
bad thing. Like doing
I
that,
I believe
having an
that
RPG.
most of the survival crafting games are basically that. Like, tell me one
To me,
survival crafting game that is not that.
I like survival crafting games that are more akin to Conan, where you actually can build like full-on building structures, reshape
Okay,
terrain.
okay, that's a sandbox game. That's a sandbox survival crafting game. That's not just survival crafting; it's a sandbox thing. You want a sandbox.
I guess
That's
so.
the
Then,
difference. Yeah,
Aren't
the
there
problem is
wasn't in
that
Conan? Didn't they have like tombs and like boss areas that you couldn't like take down the walls and stuff, or
yeah. Also in
because I'm
Valheim,
wondering if
they're
that
also
would just
like
be an
that.
element. There's parts of Moria or parts of Khazad-dûm that are specifically for that purpose that you can't ruin or destroy. That just gets rid of the feel. But there's areas that you do have a more degree of freedom.
well, in any case,
I mean,
with either of our preferences, I don't think either of us get what we want in this case.
Yeah, this game is like trying to be two
Yeah.
things at the same time and failing kind of at both.
it's doing sandbox halfway, which is the worst thing. Either go full sandbox and don't advertise the Mines of Moria, just make it just a random mine and random mountain,
Never
or go
full
full
sand.
Mines of Moria and forget the sandbox thing. Have it so you can dig tunnels from one random generator room to another on set locations where, okay, I find this place which you can dig, and I can dig a tunnel to another caved in room, but don't
Yeah,
make it so you can just create whole nother mines.
Yeah, and if
on the side.
if you say like completely go away from the sandbox elements, you really need to ham up the sort of this is the mines of Moria like as much as you possibly can. If that's the selling point, then that's got to be like really big. Like you got to really like you really want to just slam in that nostalgia.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
also, you can still have
so far they're not really succeeding at either. Like,
yeah, they're kind of half-assing both.
They're focusing on the mechanics and they're not focusing on the feel of the game. They're doing this mistake. They're saying, "Oh, we have this interesting mechanic idea. We're going to develop it," and they don't think, "Okay, how this mechanic is going to fit the feel of the Mines of Moria." Like with the tools that need to repair. Okay, you have tools that you need to repair. If you want to do it properly, limit it to handcrafted tools, which you can just craft on the go, are one use only. Like, you use them, they break, you throw them away, they disappear. If you want better tools, you need to use a crafting station, and you can repair them. And if you want to, for example, let's say you have an iron pickaxe, you don't want to lose it, you want to repair it, but you also cannot create it on the fly, so your inventory is not choked by 15,000. You can do the whole idea of repairing stuff, but you need to limit them. If you want to limit the repair on a station, you need to limit the crafting on a station as well.
yeah, right now these sieges happen way too fucking often. Jesus Christ, that's another design issue right there.
Yeah, early game it should be less frequent.
I've only been playing for a fucking hour and a half, and hey,
yeah,
dude,
and
sounds like you might like Subnautica. Me or Tang?
Oh, I love Subnautica. Yeah.
Both of you.
Now that is, yeah, I think that is a very good survival crafting game that gives up on the whole sandbox thing. Like, you still craft bases, but the base is limited. You cannot just create a whole new world where you're. Okay, it is a little bit over the top sometimes what you can do, which I get annoyed, but still, it's not a requirement for your survival to craft this elaborate castles of stuff like that.
Yeah, I think the sieges should happen as you wander out further and poke more.
Yeah, I've barely left my base, and I've been besieged like 6 times.
Yeah.
Like they should not even they should be hardly aware that you're even there. Like the occasional scout appears, but it's like they only start to like retaliate against you if you like wander far afield or go into other parts of.
It definitely doesn't work
Well,
like that. I've been besieged for just simply standing here.
They need to add a system where the amount of threat and noise you make increases the chance of you getting unnoticed by goblins. So if you're very sneaky and move around sneakily, you don't get noticed. If you start building a lot of stuff, you make a lot of noise or get a lot of materials, then you get noticed more. Like balance the threat of getting goblin attacks with the reward of getting better tools and actually getting better stuff.
And then the types of enemies that attack you is based on where you get to. Like you could go far of a field, all of a sudden you get every now and then you get a troll that appears, or you get if you go even further you can get like uruks showing up instead of like standard orcs.
Also, I don't know, does the game have any NPCs or no? I don't think it does.
So far, no. I mean, there might be. Well, there is one. There's a raven you talk to.
Yeah, the normal like, oh, okay, I'm a tutorial guy. I'm just gonna tell you what to do. Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, I think they need some mission NPCs. Like
they unfortunately Gimli
either
and other dwarves were there at the beginning of the game during a cinematic, which led to you falling into the mine by yourself. But that's it so far. Like, and you don't actually interact with them in any gameplay fashion.
I really hope they have like, imagine this scenario. If they have it, I'll be very happy. But imagine they have a whole system where you find a certain dwarf in a certain room as you go along, and you say, okay, I have this base. You can go there and you can start like say you are a craftsman of this sort, or you are a builder, you are a cook, you are stuff like that. So you start building an actual colony of dwarves. And the more dwarves you get, the bigger rooms you could colonize. Like some rooms maybe.
It's sort of like picking up, like say like all of them fell, like a whole bunch of them fell down. So you have to find the colonists.
Yeah. And also, if they want to, for example, if they want to encourage you to venture forward and leave your base that you have and try and build another base somewhere else in a more dangerous environment, make it so that when you fill up your, let's see, this room, when you fill it up with dwarves, let's say 2 or 3 dwarves, then they say, okay, we have not enough room, we need to find a bigger room where you can set up more things. So you go, you find the room, you set up more things, and now you have a bigger base deeper, which is more dangerous, but you have more rewards. And you have more NPCs that you can give better stuff to.
By the sounds of it, we're coming up with a far more intricate and interesting idea than what's actually here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, they can still do it if they really like. I can still see it implemented. Honestly, if they want to do it.
Sounds like Rust. What he's talking about.
Kinda. I mean, if you want to take
a good idea is a good idea. It doesn't matter if it's like something else. If it works, it works.
Also, the Mines of Moria are very what was the exact word? They allow the creators, if they want to go that way, they allow the creators to limit the player on certain levels. Like you don't need mountains, you don't need plains, you just really have rooms. And if you want to create an experience where the more the player explores, the more things you can find, then you could just say, okay, you find let's say a staircase, it goes down. But in order to excavate this staircase, you need to do this and this and this. You need to reach these milestones. And once you reach them, you get the next staircase, and you're able to go deeper into the mines, which have more like things to do, more crafting things to get, more rooms, bigger rooms, better things. But it's also more dangerous. Like the whole, you want to like dive deeper, for example, to let's say search for mithril. But if you dive too deep, you may get like a chance to find what happened to the last of the thing. You may dive so deep that you start finding, let's say, the deepest part would be the unseen things, like the what was it?
See the nameless things.
Yeah, the nameless things. Like that should be
The
the
Lovecraftian,
lower
the
limit.
Lovecraftian horrors. Yeah.
Just calling them nameless things gives them names. That's not.
Well, we call them the nameless things because
That because
no
that's
one
what
gave
that's
them.
what Gandalf describes. He's like just things that are like down there that
Yeah.
are don't even want to talk about. Like it's like I'm not going to even talk about them. That's why we
Like-
call them the nameless things.
That should be, for example, that can be a good end game. So okay, you reach that, and then okay, I've dwelled too deep. I can need to go back up and let's say, if you, for example, clear a level, let's say you have 3 levels of the Moria mines. You reach the 3rd level, you establish a good base on the 3rd level. Let's say you can go back to the 1st level, and then you can start actually fixing it. Like you take the materials from the bottom level, and you start, let's say, you can invest these and these amount of materials because you have now dwarves that live there. You have these and these amount of materials, and you can say, okay, I want this big room fixed and refurbished. And then end game, you can have like trade, you can have like other stuff coming out. But again, this is just
I'll have
ideas.
to leave now.
All right,
Have fun.
Alright, see you later, guys.
sure.
Yeah, like I said, if they wanted to do like a whole sandbox thing, that like the setting should have just been different. Like it's like we're setting up a new
Yeah.
dwarven colony.
Yeah,
Yeah, what they advertised was more sandboxy than what's on display.
I mean, hey, if they wanted to do a sandbox Lord of the Rings games with Gimli, just do the Shimmering Caves.
Something like that. I
I
mean,
mean-
you could always do. You could have Moria or Khazad-dûm or Erebor as sort of like a place that you can visit and like a place where you can go to buy things and go get missions. But it's like a ways to travel.
And that might be
Like, you
in
can-
some,
actually-
some degree that might be in the game. Again, I'm only in the early segments.
Actually, there is a way to do a sandbox Moria game. However, it needs to be set up to where you go to the mines of Moria after they have been resettled after the War of the Ring. And they
you're
have resettled
expanding.
you have resettled only the top layer. So the top layer, you have dwarves, you have shops, you have a lot of other things, like a hub. And then you do dives. You decide, okay, you go to the top layer, you get what you want, and then you dive.
You can like
And
bring
the
you can bring like say you can like pick 2 companions who have
Yeah.
certain skills and you can start to dig down deep.
Yeah, but then this kind of the survival thing is kind of lost.
Yeah. I
So
suppose.
basically, Fellowship of the Deep Rock. Got it.
Kind of, yeah.
They're kind of doing what you wanted, Tang. There's another area here where I can rebuild some existing
Mhm.
materials.
Yeah, but is it how close it is to the first one?
Maybe 10 feet away.
Okay, that is.
Yeah, because
And then
if,
it'd be-
if you look on stream, I'll actually walk back and forth a couple times to show you how far away they are. So the first one's right there.
Yeah, I think I saw.
Yeah, it's literally like
Yeah.
around the
Now,
corner.
you know what? I think I know why they did this. They are planning on multiplayer.
Yeah.
They're betting on multiplayer to where you can have bases close by.
It is a multiplayer game.
I know, but
playing
they're
it
betting
solo
on the
right
multiplayer.
Yeah, they.
Yeah.
I can tell you're definitely right on that front. It so far,
Yeah.
especially with how frequent the sieges have fucking been. Jesus Christ. It does feel like they're like, okay, there's gonna be like 6 or 7 players or whatever the fuck.
They're
the
betting
number
on
is.
they're pushing the sandbox multiplayer, which I think is a mistake in this case. Because they're also trying to not do a lot of sandbox by limiting your digging. So they're actively hitting themselves in the head while trying to I don't know, design a helmet, let's say.
Yeah, there's.
You can have multiplayer in this case, but you have, for example, you know this room you have here.
Yeah.
Let's say you have 3 or 4 people. If you want to have the multiplayer, limit it to where there's like, let's say you can create a map for 10 people, you can create a map for 20, you can create a map for 30. For each map seed that you have different rooms that are safe rooms, which for each seed the rooms are bigger. But also, if you have the bigger seed, let's say for 30 people, each room is further away from the rest. So you have more seating numbers, but you have less safe rooms. And also, again, I think the way they're doing it with the sandbox generation, I think they need to set it up to where the size of the map is set. There are a few set points where huge rooms, which are, again, not procedurally generated, but set in the map. And then everything else in between those rooms, the tunnels, the other stuff, is procedurally generated. With safe rooms sputtered around the procedurally generated map, depending on the difficulty, the depth, the amount of player experience, let's say the crafting materials you have, the more experienced and better equipped the player is, the less often you can find safe rooms, like you going deeper. And the safe rooms need to be set in a certain distance to where you cannot have desk, for example.
Nah. But there are segments of like terrain you can quote unquote dig through, but they're pre-generated between paths. It's like this one. It's like rubble that falls in between areas.
Yeah, I mean that could be good, where you can have that limiting your exploration. So if you want to go further, you need to spend time digging this. Like they can have certain routes blocked off, and if you want, for example, to find the halls of Durin, you need to go through several blocked off places.
Yeah.
Like again, you can still do the procedural generation in the sandbox elements, but you need to set them up in places where that are preset. And also, yeah, this thing should not be like that. Like this huge door that you just mine through should be, for example, rubble. And if you want to go through it, you need to spend like a lot of time destroying the whole rubble pile. So when you mine it, the rubble pile just decreases. Like for big hallways, you can have big rubble piles, which takes a lot of time and materials to break through, but they allow you to get to other like new zones which are better. And for small, just room to room interactions in the let's say the zone you're in, you can have small rock piles which can be mined with a simple tool for like in like 5 minutes. Again, good ideas, just lazy fucking implementation.
Devs, yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call them lazy.
It's the thing is, a lot of the things that I've seen Asmo played, like a lot of the mechanics I've seen him do, it's just things that have been done in other games, just copy pasted with a Lord of the Rings veneer on top of it. Like
Yeah,
this
it
thing,
doesn't like honestly.
what he's doing right now is a Valheim material node.
Ah, fuck.
Node. Like that's all that is. It's just, oh, there's iron. There's a set amount of iron. Mine it.
Yeah, this siege mechanic could be so cool if it just didn't happen every 10 minutes.
No, you should have either a noise or a threat meter.
Nope,
And if you,
no,
let's say,
no
mine
meters, it's random when it happens.
That's why he said should. Yeah, it should have that.
Yeah, that is a fucked up thing where they just, let's say, again, what they're doing right now is basically, a Valheim base siege. That's just a Valheim base siege. That just, you reach this milestone, now will spawn like 5 enemies every 5 minutes while you're near your base. Why? Because
The thing is, I don't even think it's attached to a milestone. Like I think it happens every certain amount of time.
They just decided, you know what's gonna be fun? Let's just siege the base every 5 minutes. But they didn't think that, okay, why is the siege happening? To encourage people to go and venture to get materials, because otherwise their base is gonna be destroyed. It's like, okay, so you're just creating busy work. There's no rhyme or reason why the base is attacked. There is no thing that you can do to stop the attack. No, it's just gonna get attacked. The thing they're doing right here is we hate turtle ups mechanic. Like we hate players that create this turtle base which they do not leave. How do we fix it? How do we create? How do we make it so people do not do that? Oh, we're just gonna send attacks at them so they destroy
If
their
they want
bases
to
every
turtle
time.
up, they want to turtle up. It's a boring way to play.
I mean,
If they want
turtling
to
up.
be boring, it can be boring. It's people
Well,
do what they
actually,
do.
no. Turtling up should have some benefits and drawbacks. The benefit should be okay. Now the base can withstand, let's say, a bigger siege if one happens, which can be beneficial if you want to create a permanent base. But the drawback should be okay. Now
You don't get the good shit.
Well, that's one. Also, okay, now I wasted a lot of materials, which I could have used for a bigger base down the line. That should be a threat level. Like, okay, I spent this base. I spent like 16 hours. Right. So I've had 3 attacks of goblins. Each attack have been worse. Why? Because I've spent this amount of time in this base. Now more and more goblins know that I'm in this base. So more and more goblins are gonna come attack me. You see? Okay, I want to turtle up. Okay, you turtle up, and eventually all the goblins in the mine are gonna know you're there. So they're just gonna come and destroy it. You can turtle up, it's just gonna get harder and harder to turtle up. And if you enjoy that, fair enough. But that's giving you the player choice and variety, and still keeping the mechanics going to where you're encouraged to explore the environment. You're not forced to by getting your base destroyed. You're encouraged to, which is the better game mechanic.
I would agree. Right now, I feel like I can't go too far from my base. Like I feel like if I walk too far from the base right now, I'm gonna it's gonna get sieged again, and I can't defend it if I'm not there.
Yeah.
And as it is, I'm already
That's why you need to
rigged
have...
this shit to trick it. So.
That's why they need to implement the threat level. That's why they need to implement the NPC mechanic. That's why they need to implement. Basically, they need to have, let's say, you want to create this base. Okay. You can also create a storage room, which is fortified, and you can get certain materials, and you can, if for example, during your looking around, let's say you're looking around in the map, you find another storage room which you think is better. Well, you're gonna start building it up, and if, for example, your old room is destroyed, you can just decide, okay, I don't want to keep the old room. Now you need to stay in the bigger room, the better room, which is closer to the good resources, and is also further along. So you can abandon your own old base and move up to the new base. And also you can have like, okay, I found a new room. I'm gonna spend this much time rebuilding it. But because I'm rebuilding it, I'm increasing the chances of my old base getting attacked by goblins. So once I rebuild it, I'm going to spend a lot of time doing that. And once I figure out, okay, this is enough, I'm going to recall all my NPCs and go get all my materials I want to keep to move it to the new room. Like each moving to a new base should have some threat to where, okay, if I don't do it fast, I may lose everything because goblins going to attack me. But also should be, okay, this old base, I have a lot of things in it. I've placed a lot of like time in it. But if I just stay here, I'm gonna get overwhelmed, so I need to move. Again, choice and what was the word? Like they give you choice and they give you incentive, but they don't force you to do that.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Oh, it keeps mentioning stuff like, hey, it needs iron hammer to build. Well, I haven't seen an option to be able to build one.
Well, that's the thing.
There it is.
It should be like.
Okay. I need my
What did you
ingots.
find?
I was looking for it in the forge to make my iron hammer. I just checked my on-hand crafting, and that's where you make an iron hammer.
Okay, that is
Dumb.
Yes.
That's dumb. So wait, on hand I craft all tools, including advanced tools. Not at the forge.
Yeah, that's all. That's awful. That's
Yeah, I think the
awful.
only thing you should on hand is like the only thing
So-
you should be able to make. It'd be like a stone hammer or something.
This is so stupid. So on top of not being able to repair on hand items that you can craft on hand, I now also have to craft advanced tools, not at a forge, with resources and stuff I've gathered into a location, therefore incentivizing even using a base. But
Yeah.
Quiet.
Uh-huh.
I see prey ahead.
Yeah.
that
And also
llama
that
just talked to me.
this. Yeah. Maybe. Now this whole thing also has an easy fix. You set it up to where. Oh, that's a pony. Oh, that's a llama.
It's
What?
a weird ass pony.
Well,
I think
that's
it's like a
weird
it looks
feature.
like a llama.
It's
Yeah.
a hero.
A made up picture, yeah. Okay. Well, if we want to fix that mistake, you can have it to where you can craft basic equipment from rocks on hand.
Well, I just realized
And
this:
you
the
can
goblins
craft-
don't make sound effects.
Oh, this is horrible.
Yeah, they need to. Be,
Like,
there's
that-
literally like just when you hear the like in the movie, like when they come crawling out, they have like those like really creepy sounds and shit. So
Yeah, these ones don't generate sound at
Yeah.
all. Like I've heard a couple of like lines from them, like we'll get you," stuff like that. But actually, like those ones that just charged at me, and when they're actually attacking, they don't make there's sound effects for their attacks, but not for anything. Like they don't make any grunts or passive sounds. They just don't talk. Well, sorry, all
Yeah.
they do is talk. Like they have like
I had
lines
to
they
mute
generically
it
say.
during the sieges. Do they do like drums in the deep and
Nope.
stuff, or
Nothing.
well, that's even lamer. It's like
That is more horrible.
There's
Yeah.
hardly
yeah,
any
I think it's
music
sort of
to
like in
begin with.
advance of a siege is coming, like something's coming. You've riled them up as you hear doom doom
Here. Boom,
doom.
doom,
Moshi,
doom,
Moshi.
doom, 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 doom. Yeah. Hey, Karen.
Hey, what's this 2010 looking game?
The new 2023 game of Mines of Moria.
Damn.
Also, isn't it fun how we, people that have never even done a single second of game development and stuff like
I
that,
mean,
just
I
because
have
we're
actually, but-
gamers?
yeah.
Okay,
Sorry.
us. The
I don't mean to
other
ruin your
people, right?
point, but still.
Yeah, I didn't know that, but still. Okay, me. That I haven't done any like game development or anything like that. I can give you exact ideas of mechanics which can improve that shit.
Well, just from the gameplay side, you know.
I mean, it's things that already have been done. That's the biggest thing. I'm not reimagining the wheel here. I'm just telling you the other people what other people have done other things.
So what other wheel designs that have actually worked that could work for this?
Or how exactly to combine the wheels in order to have a better car. Because you can have the best wheels, but if you put them on a wheelbarrow, it's not gonna do much.
Yeah, so the ultimate takeaway is they tried to do half-ass, like half of two things, and the thing is when you try
Yeah.
to do too many things in the same thing as most of the time, it just doesn't seem like it
So-
works.
Is this supposed to be a Minecraft game?
No.
We were discussing that earlier. What exactly they were aiming for. They advertised it as a sandbox game, a sandbox survival crafting game in the Mines of Moria. What it actually is it's closer to a survival crafting game than it is a sandbox, and even then, it's got a lot of flaws. I've already used the same exact example like 12 times for explaining it, and I kind of want to do it again for your sake, Karn, but I feel like people are getting sick and tired of me saying it.
We're going to explain to it later.
Yeah.
We're gonna tell him later.
If it comes up again in
It's-
conversation,
yeah.
I get it. But...
Yeah.
It is a lot of ideas which they've tried to implement half-assed.
And some design
oh.
choices that are just piss poor design choices. Like you can't repair
Yeah.
on-hand items that you can craft on hand.
Yeah, most of your crafting is on hand, but most of your repairing is on bases. You can build structures, but you can build them on certain like certain rooms. However, these rooms are spaced out, so it's like benefit and cost and benefit. No, these rooms are just everywhere all the time. Like you can just find like 3 in the same corridor for some reason.
So you cannot make your own ones, like.
No, it's like they decided, oh, we're gonna have a sandbox, but they didn't really want to do a sandbox. They
It smells
decided,
like
oh, we're gonna
someone
have
that-
crafting, but we don't really want to do that much crafting. Like they wanted to implement 4 different ideas, but they didn't want to like
Yeah, Tank.
want
That
to
smells
go
like it was
fully into one of them.
supposed to be an RPG at one point, kind of like in the
Maybe.
same way as like Gothic or the Elder Scrolls
Maybe.
and such. And then they
Maybe they
decided,
wanted to do
we
one
cannot
thing
do
and-
NPCs.
yeah.
Wait, are they even NPCs? Before I say something.
No.
Wait, that's how you get recipes?
Wait, what?
I mean, I get. Well, I don't know if I hate that as much as I initially reacted.
Yeah, I honestly think the recipes should be like because it'd be kind of cool if there's. So far, I haven't seen anything come up like.
Well,
you
I
should
just
be
got a
able to find
recipe
maps.
for. I just got a recipe for armor by repairing a statue.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
that's
weird.
bad.
Yeah, I think you should find like scraps of paper left behind by Balin's expedition.
Or,
like,
if you want
the
to do
previous ones that
recipes-
came through.
Yeah, or if you want to do proper recipes, you can have like rooms that are, let's say, caved in or kind of destroyed. And if you go and rummage through the debris, like if you clear up the debris, you can find pieces of, let's say, armor, which if you gather 3 or 4 pieces, then you know how to craft the armor. Like
Yeah, it's
you,
like I said,
you
it's either that or
naturally,
like I said, you find scraps of notes and journals through the left behind
Oh,
by the
maybe
first
some-
expedition.
Or maybe some NPCs that
Which
are
would
living
give a
in
little
those
bit of
fortresses.
flavor because you pick
Would
them up
be.
and you read them and you can like read it like it's written as like this is like the journal or a note left behind by the first expedition. Like it has like a name signed to it. Well, it gives more flavor, so it also
actually
would aid in.
I'm gonna give you an idea. You can have scraps of paper which describe certain things, like for example armors and stuff and other like equipment. And if you can read the scrap of paper and decipher what exact items you think that are required, and if you are correct, you get the recipe early. Otherwise, if you want to get an advanced recipe, you need to actually find the parts which may be deeper than the note. So if you find the note and you're smart enough and you actually decipher what it says in lore and in game to also give variety of the lore, then you are rewarded by getting better equipment earlier. So you actually read the lore and you learn more about the minds of the Moria, learn more about the things they want to implement, and also you get rewards by getting better equipment earlier by paying attention.
Or maybe even solve a couple of puzzle rooms, a couple of
That is
NPCs
also one
here and
thing they
there,
could do.
just so it doesn't feel like you are just alone.
Yeah, because that would add more like I think those elements would add more features because like I said earlier, it can either needs to push the sandbox more and be that, or it needs to really lean into sort of like the world flavor. And I think reading bits of lore and like stuff that really sort of drags you into the setting would really help in that vein.
And maybe a
just-
better animation for that. Like repairing a statue by just hammering its junk, it's rough.
Oh yeah, I think that's rough.
Yeah.
Like I pointed out a few minutes ago that when the goblins attack you, they don't make any sounds. They don't roar. They don't grunt.
Yeah, I
nothing.
had that.
Just occasionally they'll like
Yeah.
say things.
Yeah, like you
He's
see
a
what
man,
you're
not
doing
a god.
here. Imagine you find a room which is basically a lot of rubble, and if you use like you need to use, for example, a pickaxe to clean the rocks. You need to use the shovel to clean the other debris. And if you clean it up fully, then, for example, in one of the last things you clear up, you find a piece of old armor which you can collect and use, or you find an old note which gives you some information.
Why those Gmod explosions when he harvests a rock? What the fuck?
Because lazy, Karn. Because.
Yeah, I think that's just generally the sentiment of this. Is it's kind of half-assed, just across the board.
Yeah.
Other games just make it would make like those rocks fall apart into like shittier rubble and just have it laying there.
There's, I will give it that. I feel like there is a base of something here that you could work with or work from. It's just a lot of the features are just kind of half-assed. That they really need to. Like,
good ideas
there's some
implemented poorly.
Like maybe it's like, I don't know, like if you like wait for like more. I don't know if there'd be like more updates or additions or changes later on, but it needs more features and more content to it to make it more appealing.
At least it looks better than the King Kong game.
Yeah, well, definitely.
Oh, absolutely.
I would say
that's
it's
hilarious.
Okay, Pyrrhus, would you agree that if I say the biggest thing this game needs is more focus?
Yeah, it's too like it doesn't. Its attentions are too spread out to trying to do too many things.
You know
It's
that
almost
it
like-
also looks like
nothing
MMO that
feels-
was ground funded and like to like steal people's money.
Nothing feels.
yeah.
It feels like everything feels like half-assed and generic. Where it's like there's nothing in this that really would incentivize anyone to get this game
nice
as
blocking
opposed to
animation.
Valheim or opposed to Conan Exiles or any of the other survival crafting.
That's the point I made earlier. Like, there's quite literally nothing special
Nothing
here. It's all really basic, I guess is the way I describe it.
It doesn't even have that Lord of the Rings feeling to it.
Yeah, that's
well,
the
the
thing.
environment is like Lord of the Rings kind of.
Yeah, it's like very basic, bitch. It's like,
I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
this looks like it could be
bit
Khazad-dûm,
small.
but
For dwarven architecture, everything seems a bit claustrophobic.
It's like 3 or 4 different teams. Each wanted to do a different game, and then they were forced to actually
Combine
get
it.
together and combine it. Yeah, it almost feels like that. Like, oh, we want to make a sandbox. Yeah, but we want to make a survival game. Yeah, but we want to make it the Mines of Moria. Like,
Pick
okay, now
one.
you yes.
He's like, one of those things needs to be the most special aspect that you really lean into. You can have the other things, but there's one primary. Everything else is secondary or tertiary.
Yeah,
An
that's why when
adventure game would have been fine enough.
I think it would
For
be better if
me-
they made an adventure game. This is just not, in my opinion, not a very exceptional survival crafting.
No.
Yeah, like the element that I think that would make this different from like or more essential or worth getting is the fact that it is the Mines of Moria. It's like Lord of the Rings. It needs to. That should be number one. The other
Question.
things are just function.
Oh, Karn, did you like your
Question.
inclusion?
Yeah, I did it. I did like it.
Is it a full release or is it like an alpha or beta?
Full release.
Oh,
Yeah, because that looks like an early beta.
It looks like it
Release.
feels like a
That
beta,
looks
or
early
whatever it
access.
says.
Yeah,
It feels like it.
That looks like either a Kickstarter, early access, or an indie title.
Nope.
Rock and
Double
Stone, I
A,
get.
and it's $40.
No.
Yeah, I'm not touching it.
okay.
for
What's
that
up
kind
with
of that price.
shovelware being $40 these days? I'm pretty sure the King Kong game it's also $40.
I need them.
They're getting desperate, Karn, that's why.
Yeah, but then
Just
you can
evident
buy
that their
something better for like
teams-
20.
It's either it's the like corruption
wouldn't
from up top with the devs, or it's just the people on the teams are just not able to hack it.
I don't know.
these days.
Some people keep like saying, "Oh, it's not the devs' fault." Like, okay,
Oh, it is the dev's fault.
Yeah,
the devs
It's
literally programmed
definitely
it
the
in.
devs' fault.
Yeah, the management might be dickish for like putting time limit on it, but it's also the devs. Like if they are not able
Yeah,
to
the
deliver
devs
something
can
good,
say, no, we can't do that. What is the management going to do? Fire them?
well, now you don't have a game.
Yeah. And even if the management fires them, they're better off because the management were a bunch of
Well, then, yeah,
nincompoops.
where did you get lambast bread from?
In a crate.
because
Okay.
that's just something that would be in a crate. Because Dev.
Hey, come on. No, hang on. If this is another expedition, like not the first
It'd be
one, but the
cram.
second or the third, and
Well, before you
I
say
can
that, keep in
see
mind.
after-
Cram is the
hang
like
on.
the travel and survival food from like men and dwarves. Lambast is like something that almost no one gets because it's a gift from usually like the
Yo.
queen of the elves. It's very special.
Well, okay.
And even that, I have
if it's a Gimli expedition, finding a very rare lambast bread, I can see that. Like, come on.
Well,
Maybe,
the
but it should
expedition
be a
hasn't.
very special thing.
The expedition hasn't
Yes.
made it inside the mines yet, though.
So this is like leftovers from the
Like
first expedition.
your character, the player character, is the only one of Gimli's expedition that have actually successfully made entry. They were trying to make entry at the beginning of the game. They kind of failed because black magic of some kind was keeping them out.
Black
Okay,
does
that-
nondescript
Okay,
black
okay,
magic.
oh, holy, okay. I have so many problems with the lore of that start. Like, first of all, did Gimli ever get interested in the mines of Moria, or am I completely?
I mean, they
misremembering?
did reclaim it, I think, in some like the
Yeah, but
notes
it wasn't
afterwards,
Gimli that did that. Like, Gimli was focused on the Shimmering Caves, if I remember
Yeah,
properly.
he helped us. Although I think he helped with a lot of things, but I think he mainly set up the dwarven colony at Helm's Deep.
Oh yeah, and then from that colony, and other dwarves actually reclaimed the Mines of Moria. Also, second of all, you said they used the magic word didn't work, right?
Yeah, there's a. We find out once you get in that there's some kind of like purple glowing magic rune on it.
Okay. Hang on. Are we talking that they are trying to get through the door of Durin? Like the
Yeah.
back door that they use
Yeah.
in the Lord of the Rings.
Wait,
Yes.
wasn't that one destroyed?
Yes.
Yeah, good point. It wasn't destroyed.
Like-
The door was still there. They were trying to hammer into it.
Yeah, I would understand if the door was destroyed and they were trying to clear out the rubble, and then maybe they got attacked by the nameless thing.
Yeah,
that
if
was
they're
in the
gonna,
lake.
it's not the door of Durin. They should it's like somebody put a giant rock slab, and then you can add the cursed element.
It's either one hell of a fuck up because now that I'm thinking about it, in that opening sequence, you approach and there's no lake. But it looked like the door
Yes,
of
so
Durin.
that's on the other side.
To be fair, though, no offense to Caboose, but he was like chatting my ear off at that moment, so I didn't fully pay attention to everything they were saying. So maybe it was a different door, but it looked like the
There's
door.
the doors
There
of
aren't any
Durin.
doors.
Like
It had to
that's
be
the
a
that's the eastward facing doors, and then there's the westward facing doors. The
Which
westward
we got
facing
out
doors,
of.
the ones you see in the movie, which are the ones that are flooded at the front. But those got covered up when the Watcher in the Water pulled rubble down over it.
Uh-huh.
And then the eastern doors were broken open, I believe, which was part of like how the
I think the Battle of Azuna Bizarre, that whole big battle of the Hobbit that they described, where Thorin got his name Oakenshield. That's where they broke through the eastern doors. Where the
I don't know
Dwarven
because
armies
the orcs had taken claim to it long before after they got chased out by Durin's Bane.
Uh-huh.
So I think they just may have just smashed that open at some point.
No,
after
I
being there
believe
for a while.
the orcs sallied out, and then the dwarves destroyed the gate when they tried to get in. Or during the battle, they broke the gate, and that made the orcs come out of the gate.
Yeah, 'cause
I'm
it
not
was.
remembering.
We'd have to read the battle on the Battle of Azur Zabar again. Dwarvish.
And also, one more thing. I don't remember the dwarves ever getting access to black powder or any explosives. Like that was Saruman's thing, and I don't think Saruman ever gave the secret away, unless maybe they found the secret in Orthanc. Maybe.
Maybe
But then-
that, or like the only other person who would have it would be like Gandalf, because he did have fireworks, but he didn't exactly.
Oh,
Although
yes.
some of the dwarves did help in designing some of the fireworks at Bilbo's party, but I think the recipe to the powder, I think Gandalf kept himself.
Yeah. Maybe they found something in Orthanc, but then they should have said, "Oh, this is like Orthanc exploding powder or something like." They should have preemptive it like that, so where we know that we found something special that we've never used before.
Yeah,
And
the
not just
Valafir, the
we just
power
have
of the gun.
explosives.
They don't want to
Yeah.
get the mortals the
Not-
power of the gun.
Yeah, not saying that the explosive would not have done anything to the minds to the doors of Moria. And also, it's there is dark magic. Where did it come from? Because the only dark magic that they could have used is the Witch King of Angmar, which was in the
Well,
north.
they're gone. Like the Nazgul
Yes.
with the destruction of the ring.
Yes.
The Nazgul are just.
Yeah, the only the dark magic users would have been the Nazgul or Sauron.
Hold on, let me backtrack to
Yeah,
the door.
What was the weird necromancer again from?
That was
That
Sauron.
was Sauron.
Sauron was
that was
pretending
Sauron,
to be. That was Sauron he was in disguise,
disguise.
pretending to be
A necromancer.
basically like effectively, because when people, it's like human like sorcerers and stuff like that. They're usually how do you say it? Charlatans.
Yeah.
So
I think
it's sort of
they
like
thought,
it's
Yeah, this
it's
is
like somebody trying to start up a cult.
This is
you
the
know?
door. This is the inside of the door. The doors of Durin. It says.
Doors of Durin.
No.
What's wrong with it? I've never seen
No.
runes with such
Yeah, I
shadow.
know. No.
No
They're
wonder
trying to
they
imitate the
open from
no.
other side.
No.
Hmm?
Oh fuck that. No. Yeah, they're trying to imitate the movie. No.
Well,
No,
one's
fuck
the wrong
that.
door, and the other one is covered in
Uh-huh.
rubble now.
They're trying to imitate the movie. No. Fuck no.
No, if they are trying to imitate the movie, they would have seen that.
No, Karen. Maybe they did. No.
Well, it might have been like the eastward doors were destroyed during the flight from Khazad-dûm.
Even then.
No,
During
I'm saying
that-
like in like the old like the reason why they were broken open. I don't know. I don't think it had anything to do with the battle. I think it might have been like when they fled.
Doesn't matter. They were wide open, and they remained wide open
Yeah.
for a long time. And I don't think the dwarves would have rebuilt the door and then tried to open it.
I think it would look.
Like
Yeah,
that-
it would look better to me if it wasn't the doors shut. It's like if you just like put like a big black rock that had been sort of like just shoved in there.
Well, yeah.
Maybe because that could be something
Or-
else entirely. It's something foreign.
Or have it to where the party, which is not Gimli's party but another party, approaches the same way where the Fellowship went. They go near the lake. They found the rubble. They attempt to clean it up. And because you're
the
the first
Watcher
one
of the
who
Water
manages,
shows up.
yes, you're the first one that manages to get through, and then the Watcher of the Water shows up, and the other dwarves need to run. So now you're stuck in the mines of
Yeah,
Moria.
I don't know if this would be any kind of hint of what they're going for the enemy, but in the mines right now, there's a element called the darkness, which eats away at your health if you're in it too long.
So it's some MacGuffin bad evil thing. That's kind of
No, that's horrible.
Oh, they
Darkness-
are going to show up the things that lives in the deepest depths of Moria.
Darkness should have been limited to where, if you want to explore further, and you run out of torches, you get covered in darkness, and because you cannot see in darkness, but the goblins can, the goblins catch you and kill you. That should have been the darkness mechanic, to where okay, I can find some room which is lighted up in the darkness, and I can stay there. But if I get lost in the darkness and I run out of torches, I basically get lost in the pitch black, and the goblins catch me and kill me.
Yeah, like the most you get is like if you go deep enough, you start reaching some of the nameless things, or have like maybe like crawled up to claim some of the some
Yeah,
like
but that
the
should have
lower
been.
halls, but those are like bosses, like big bosses.
Yeah, that should have been end game stuff.
Yeah,
Where
end game
okay,
boss stuff. Like early on, like the bosses are gonna be like trolls or goblin chiefs and stuff.
Mhm. And also they should have done the whole. Have you played Don't Starve, by the way, or do you know what it is?
I know what it is.
Well, you know that in Don't Starve, the darkness mechanic is basically, oh, you run out of torches, you just die. You have like a period where your health gets lower and lower, and if you don't craft a torch and light it up, you die. That's what they should have done.
Alright, so I'm going to read verbatim the in-game codex of what's going on. So, Gimli's company. The camp of Gimli's company has welcomed dwarves from across the far regions of Middle-earth. Those who answered Lord Gimli's call to return to Moria and mine Mithril once more. So it's stating their goal is actually to mine Mithril, not repair Moria, which is in contrast to what the actual game said it was earlier.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
The company for many weeks has been clearing away rubble, sculpting a grand new facade, and trying to open the doors of Durin. But the doors of Durin have remained shut, no matter which dwarven tricks the company tried. There was simply no way into Moria until the unexpected blast. And then the contract, Section 1, an excerpt from Section 1 of the contract of Company of Gimli, Lockbearer. For your offered assistance in returning to Moria to mine Mithril, my sincerest acceptance. Terms, all traveling expenses into Moria guaranteed in any event. Funeral expenses to be defrayed to Gimli or his representatives if occasion arises and the matter is not otherwise arranged for.
Wow, that's awful writing. That's like fucking...
That's
Deep Rock Galactic writing. Ugh.
Yeah. Also, they said, okay, there have been clearing of rubble and rebuilding the facade, right?
Yep.
Like in the first one.
Yep.
And then for some reason they say, oh, we found the doors of Durin and they're locked. Like, what doors of Durin? The doors of Ruin got destroyed. You're clearing up the rubble of the doors of Durin. That's what the rubble is. It's the doors.
Don't ask me, I didn't write it, and if I did, I'd write it better.
Oh, if we did, we would have made a much better game, but that's the part, like, not the point.
Why are they afraid to make just an exploring title like Myst or, I don't know, Rama?
Because, Karn, when you say that, the executives are like, well, this is popular, make this. But also give it this because this is also popular. Like, if you read the description, oh, it's survival, crafting, sandbox, Mines of Moria. Like, okay.
You just threw a bunch of things in there. The executives
popular
are
word.
let's throw a bunch of these ideas in there, and they'll definitely mesh with each
Well,
other.
technically, solving a puzzle could be quote-unquote crafting.
Yeah, but Karn, they do. Oh, this is popular. This is popular. This is popular, and this is popular.
I know. That's how the first-person shooter died until the boomer shooter took over.
It's almost like they went to the first pitch meeting, and then the four people who were doing the pitch meeting, each of them said different thing, and the executives are like, "Okay, do this," and then like, we agreed on something else. Yeah, but I wanted this. Yeah, but I wanted this. Like, so now we need to get our four ideas together, and we need to craft a game out of that.
Oh, I know what's going to happen. Remember those Nazguls in the Ring of Power that have nothing to do with Sauron?
I don't want
It's going to be one of those. This is going to be a Ring of Power game.
No, please, Karn, don't give them that idea. Please don't do that.
Don't curse it.
I keep getting
Don't jinx it.
I've got 20 gold coins now, but I have no idea where I would spend those.
Oh, you're gonna find a trader someday.
I'll guarantee they threw something in there, yeah.
Also, the repairing of those statues should have been something more special to where, okay, you repair a certain amount of statues, that means that the general
I
base
think with those statues is you should be like for repairing them you have to go around and find the pieces of the statue.
yes, or you need to craft a new statue and replace the old one, which would take more time.
Like you
But if
find
you
a
replace
statue
the
head,
statue,
a statue arm, second arm, and a statue, body. And then when you have all those parts, you bring them in.
I would like
and
the
then you put them
recipes
together.
in the game to get like better armor and stuff not be attached to the statues because it feels really fucking lame.
Yeah.
Like
that's just a fancy box. That's what the statues are. That's a fancy.
like
that's a
I
fancy
said,
wooden box.
the better like I said before, in my opinion, it'd be better if it was just like just finding notes from the first expedition. So you also get flavor text too that makes that
Again,
brings you into
see
the game.
again, see those dwarven remains. Imagine if those dwarven remains were buried under some rubble,
And
and
they
if you
always
find
have
those, you can find an armor, or some piece of crafting
you find
material.
a piece of armor, or there's always a chance that you find a scrap of
Oh, look, more
paper
black magic.
or a journal.
And the raven we talked to, Raven of Erebor.
The ravens were.
Wait, ravens inside Moria?
Arik,
How
Raven
they
of
get
Erebor.
inside?
No, there is a reason why the ravens lived in Erebor. There is a reason why they can talk, and because that's where they lived.
And there's
There
also a
was
reason
never
why they
otherwise.
never went inside of places.
No, they went inside of
Really?
Erebor, but that's because they lived there.
Yeah, their home
They
place.
never
yeah.
moved. Yeah, and they were never servants of the dwarves. They were just allies of the dwarves.
Well,
The same as
I'm not sure
No,
it's
they were-
trying to. I don't think it's a servant. I think it's just helping.
I know, but they're implying that the ravens go with the dwarves, and the ravens would not go with the dwarves.
No, we
It
meant
just happens that
we-
the dwarves
we-
live near the ravens.
I will say this for the game, like to defend the game where it deserves to be defended. The ravens weren't with us with Gimli's party. We encountered it when we entered the mines.
Yeah, but it should not be in the mines.
Yeah, and that's the actual
If
problem.
you want to do tutorials and stuff, have it to where you go and you find a piece of paper, like an old note, left there.
Kind of funny that Alheim also does the raven thing, but that makes more sense. Because
Yeah,
they
'cause
are messengers of Odin.
It's a messenger of Odin. Even though Odin is, just creeping on you the entire time.
Yeah, I mean, in Valheim it makes sense because they're looking at you. Here, it's just a Raven of Erebor.
Wait, this
What is
makes
he doing
no
on this?
sense.
Like halfway around the world? I don't know. Like, why would a single? Also, it's a white raven, and they don't know what to. Oh God.
A
They could
white
have done it.
raven.
They could have done it a very special where you can say, okay, a group of dwarves found a white raven, and because all the other ravens are ravens are basically I don't want to say the word.
Everything around the raven is just chill that there's a raven.
I don't want to say the word, but you know that black ravens do not like white ravens, and they would do anything to get rid of them.
Come on.
Oh, fuck off.
Shadow.
Wait,
Wizard.
hang on.
Wizard's
Hang on. Hey,
runes.
whoa. Hang on. Huh?
Wizard's runes. These runes are the markings of the wizard Tharkun. Here is what is written. Evil shadow plagues this area. A wizard searches for Thrain.
A wizard searches for Thrain.
Thanks, Gandalf.
Gandalf's. Hang on. A wizard searches for Thrain?
Yes.
You mean Gandalf, the wizard that searched for Thrain?
Well, the note is from Gandalf.
That's a really dumb, ham-fisted way to do that, because you could have elements, because, he did travel through there, and maybe he left marks to guide his path, but that, not in this purple, glowy, weird nonsense, that's weird. But, it's sort of like extra flavor and clues you find, it's sort of like, you can find a piece of paper that says, left behind by Gandalf during his expedition when he was trying to find Thrain.
Why are you
And-
even using a sword? That's icky. Where's your dwarven spirit?
No, he's using an axe.
Now he uses an axe. He used the sword before.
Because I also have a sword.
Oh.
Alright, so now I'm heading to the mines. Apparently. Because I can't go the
Oh, now you're going.
Well, I can't go the highway of Durin is what it was called, so.
You are yawning
Head
for
to
the mines.
What mines? This whole place is called the Mines of Moria. You're in the fucking mines.
Don't ask me.
Yeah, but we
I don't
also
know.
have the mining mines.
Mm.
The
And
extra
this way,
mines.
this
The
way is
mines
the pooping
plus.
mine. In this mine, you are allowed to poop.
It's like, oh, we like Lord of the Rings, so we're gonna make a Lord of the Rings game. Do you know the Lord? No, but we're gonna improvise. That is even more insulting.
Oh, we
than
have seen
doing
the
it.
cinema sins of Lord of the Rings. We are
Yeah.
basically experts.
God, please don't ever say that again.
It's much like, you know, it's like Rings of Power. Like we have access to the
Oh no,
The
no! Rings of
IMDb
Power
page.
did it. The Rings of Power
Deliberately.
did it on purpose. Yeah, this is. I think this is on accident, and that's even more insulting. To where like, oh, we want to be faithful to the Lord of the Rings. Yeah, but you're doing it wrong. You're doing it so wrong.
Weren't you here a moment before?
like there's elements there. It's like, yeah, you could use these things,
I know, you
but
were.
you're doing it wrong. Badgering
Yes,
a badger.
Mine this weird creature.
Yeah.
Badger the badger.
Also, if they wanted to do, for example, different areas, they could have done it to where, oh, you find an extendable bridge, but in order to get the extendable bridge, you craft these specific like parts to repair it, which take a lot of time and materials. And once you do that, once you reach that set point, you can extend the bridge and go to the next area.
I wish the UI wasn't that ugly.
Now the UI is okay.
It's basic. But
No, it's fine. You have
man-
like bars right next to the dwarf. Then you have bars down to the left.
I think it's the stamina bar. The one down left is like health, and I don't know what the green bar is.
You mean the
Mana.
blue bar? No, that's not mana. That's armor.
Yeah, I was joking. Okay, why did my video quality shit the bed? Okay, it's on my end.
Yeah, I need to replay. Actually, I need to play Subnautica Below Zero. That's a game I forgot that existed.
Yeah, apparently that game isn't good.
Everything here just making me kind
Yeah.
of like sad because I would love a really good like Lord of the Rings game. It's just those are
I hope
few
that
and far between.
the Hobbit game that was teased is like a city builder.
That sounds chill,
If it is-
but we'll see how that goes.
If it is some sort of either city builder or kingdom builder.
I just want like something, no combat, chill music, all the 4 seasons.
All the what?
Yeah.
All the 4 seasons.
It just and the only thing you get is just random Shire drama.
Yeah.
No,
The Sackville
imagine
the
if
Sackville Baggins is being shits again.
Purist, didn't we actually just design that game up like some time ago?
Oh,
Where
we probably talked about it. Just,
Yeah.
it's like just talking. Like I was either I think my idea was either a game or it was like a TV series that's about the just nothing else but just Shire drama.
But like a Spanish soap opera.
Yeah, it's kind of not like
I
soap
mean-
opera. It's just sort of like the comings and goings of the in the Shire. Like
Everyday
it's
life in
just
Shire.
chill and it's like semi comedy, but it's the Sackville Baggins is starting shit and
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That went from light to darkness fast.
Yeah, it does pretty much instantly.
Which is horrible.
The game, like I said, the game's got a shit ton of flaws. So far, I
Now,
just in my head, I'm like, would I play this over any other game? No, I just
Oh,
I can't think of a single
Yeah, I'm not
survival
gonna pay
crafting
for it.
game I would play over this. I can think of
The-
many ones, but what would you play this over other ones? No.
Yeah, the concept is good. I feel like there's potential. It's just they are half-assing everything.
okay. I just got an awesome idea, which I don't think everyone would ever make. Dungeon Master, dwarf, like Lord of the Rings Dwarf Edition.
Dungeon Keeper.
Dungeon Keeper, yeah, Dungeon Keeper.
I'm not familiar with
Dungeon-
Dungeon Keeper.
Damn, I need one more.
With Dungeon Keeper, you basically build a dungeon, evil dungeon, and you like
Defended from heroes.
end it from heroes. Imagine that, but a mines like dwarven mine style.
Yeah, I think if you really want to, I think Lord of the Rings dwarf sandbox would be really good. It's just you just have to not do like the Mines of Moria. It's just gonna be like
Just don't make it shit.
we're setting up a new dwarven colony.
Mm-hmm. Or no, actually, you can do a preset dwarven thing. You just pick one that is not that heavily lore set. Like maybe the
Or-
Iron Hills or the Silver Mountains or
Well, yeah,
anything
no,
like that.
you can have all those locations be places you can visit, but it's just like it's like open world, and you can pick a location. Like it's like you are in command of a new dwarven colony. You've got to get the supplies, you got to get the people, and you got to travel, and you got to find the spot. So there's like
So-
you have to you can go out and scout, survey, find a good spot. You have to fight off enemies, and say like,
So you want-
I found a vein of iron on this spot. Maybe this is a good place.
Pyrrhus, you want Dwarf Fortress. That's what you want.
Yep, but Lord of the Rings.
And if the supply of ale ever reaches 0, it's like an instant game over.
Well, no, it's a camp fight starts. So all of your people start fighting each other.
We got no ale. Oh, what ails you? I got no
What-
alcohol.
We have no ale. What else? Well, what are we gonna do now? Well, I guess we fight.
Wait, there's ale in our blood.
The birth of vampire dwarves.
Only able to suck off the drunk.
Ah, crap, it's darkness.
We're always drunk.
When you think about it, the spirit animal of dwarves is a mole. Or a badger.
And depending on which...
I'd say a badger more so. Moles are just that they're blind and eat worms. They just dig for more worms. But a badger is just like, I dig my hole. Leave me alone.
They don't
And when
get
they do
on to
come
fight
out,
you.
they're yeah. When they do come out, they're like, I'll fight you.
And then there are some that look a little bit like a Stanos mole.
Like they show up and they basically scare out like a bear is munching on like a
Hey,
dead
triple
deer, and then
distraction,
a
what's up?
badger shows up and then makes a lot of noise, and the bear's like, I could win that fight, but yeah, no. And we'll see.
Triple Destruction says you guys should try and make a game. I mean, I know how to do 3D modeling if any of you guys know how to do programming.
No, and I got already a full-time job.
That's from what I understand that's a very stressful and
Yeah.
a lot of work and time and dedication that you can't just do on the side.
Well, you can, believe it or not. I think a lot of people well,
Well, something like Vampire Survivor was done as a side project.
it really
If
just
anyone-
depends on approaching it with confidence. And if you're doing an indie project, you can take your time. The problem is once you announce the project and like create hype around it, you need to basically be almost ready to start like selling it. I would say, especially if it's an indie project. Like,
Or you can make a bank immediately by making spicy indie games.
I mean, hey, if anyone wants to hire me as a creative director for one of these games, I am up for it.
Oh yeah, I love being paid for just talking.
Tank just puts on like suit and tie, you know.
The most I can do is concept art and
Well, Tank has to
bare
buy
minimum.
2 suits and then knit them together.
What do you mean
Pyrrhus,
bare
you
minimum?
can get concept art.
Your artwork should be in galleries, Pyrrhus.
Pyrrhus, you can do the concept art. Me and you can do the story and lore. Me and Karn can do the mechanics, and now Asmo can help with everything. With
Yeah,
everything.
basically he'd be doing the bulk of the work because he can 3D animate and do all that other stuff. So he's like,
Oh no, no!
It's like, you
we-
do
we
this,
can-
you do
we-
this, and everything else, Asmo, you got it.
No. We have 3D animators and game developers and other stuff.
Your
We just
torch
don't-
has gone out. Dude, I don't need text to see that something burning isn't in my hand. What the fuck, game?
Ah.
Was this game
And
made
also-
for idiots?
And also the problem with the whole thing is that
I mean, to
if
be
you
fair,
want
there
to
are
make-
some really stupid gamers out there.
if you want to
Oh,
make
I
a Lord
just
of the Rings game,
noticed.
that's gonna be a impossible task.
Like right above your tool, your
oh
tools,
yeah,
it
first you
always
have to get
says
the rights to
action and aiming. Always.
Okay, Pyrrhus,
Oh.
we make a pact.
Mhm.
If in some magical circumstance, like the stars align, the ancient gods come back to life,
Like, just
genies
at
are
some
real or
point, yeah,
whatever.
Lord of the Rings becomes public domain.
No,
rights or-
not public domain. If by some miracle we get the rights to Lord of the Rings, we start making a game and or a
Yeah.
movie.
I would just make this Shire city build and be done with it for the rest of my life.
And then we never see Karn again.
Karn,
Yeah, I
you-
fulfilled my wish. Now,
Karn, they think
get the
Henry
corpse of Tim
Cavill.
Curry.
They think Henry Cavill was over the top when he was constantly discussing the Witcher during the production. Imagine what it would be like when us three are on the set and we're like, no.
We all,
No.
like I said, it's that one job. All of us are just wielding like giant leather-bound, heavy special edition Lord of the Rings books.
Oh, Z fighting.
So
Yep.
when everyone's like,
I mean,
it's like,
hey.
what if we do this? No.
Hey, Pyrrhus, I already have the luxury collection.
I just imagine Pyrrhus walking around with just holding the book in one hand,
No.
like the Holy Bible,
It's a
and
book on a chain.
and in the other one like a maul. It's like, I will smash your desk if you fuck with this.
I mean, there's gonna be like, okay, I have an idea. Okay, right, sit down. What is your idea?
Well, no,
this and this and this.
The reasonable
Okay.
person is like, all right, come to my office and sit down, and then I'm sitting there behind them.
With the book, and then you say, okay, what is the idea, and what page do I find it on? Like, give me an idea and give me a page.
I could
If you
never
don't
had
give
the
me a page,
Warhammer
get
project.
out.
I will beat someone for using
Hold
the
on.
wrong
I just-
red for the
I
Blood
just, I
Angels.
just found something in the mind. The King's Order, Gonuz.
Okay? What?
Gonuruzk.
Gagnurusk.
Gonuz.
Gagnur.
God Nurux?
What King's
God
Order?
Nuruzuk.
By order of King Durin III, this area of Zirag-Zigil
Wait,
is
during
shut-
the
Zirag-Zigil.
during the third.
Zirag-Zigil
Okay.
is shut to all under penalty of exile.
And why?
Interesting.
Oh, look, another wizard's mark. Elven
That
magic.
is actually some good world building with they're implementing like old.
Wait, what is that? What was that weird wizard called again?
Don't.
Tharkun.
Darkun. Here is what is written.
I think that might have been his
The magic-
Gandalf's name.
the magic,
What was- I'm gonna look that up.
Yeah, the magic of the elves is strong here. A wizard's
Oh yeah,
circus
that's
of
just Gandalf's name.
Was
Wait,
Gandalf's
what?
name for the dwarves?
Wait, hold on.
Not the
Wizard runes.
Yeah, he was known as
Dwarf-
he was known as
What-
Tharkun.
why
Like that was
are-
what the
why-
dwarves called him.
Why in the fuck is Gandalf leaving? Like, I can understand leaving like notes, right? But why the fuck is he leaving like such stupid notes? Like the first one is evil shadow plagues this area. No shit. Second one,
Pyrrhus,
the magic
Pyrrhus,
of elves
Pyrrhus.
is strong here. Thanks. I'm a dwarf.
Yeah.
Why would Gandalf refer to himself as Tarkun and in third person? Like, oh, the wizard Tarkun. You mean yourself?
I don't know. You have to read it again because it might be like the bottom part. I think is actually his note, and then it's just like the upper part is like you saying this is a note from.
Wait, are they talking about the King's
No,
Reign?
no, it was a quote of. Yeah, it was a quote from Gandalf saying, "Oh, a wizard is looking for for Thrain. You mean yourself?
But if
What?
it's the Thrain I'm thinking of, first off, it's Thrain the Second, and he's also spelled a bit different. He's spelled with an apostrophe over the A.
Apostrophe. It's more like that weird little like lambda looking thing.
It's an accent.
It's an accent. Yes.
And wait, wasn't he in Ring of Power?
No. Also, to anyone who is interested, yes, we are that pedantic when it comes to Lord of the Rings. We can
I'm
quote you
not.
the page. We can quote you the page and the quotes.
I'm not that pedantic, but
Actually, I think this is.
But you're not that big of a fan of Lord of the Rings as we are.
well, I
That or you
like
need a
it. I
specific
just
kind of tool to get through it.
I'm just haven't like dug into the same degree as you guys.
Yeah, you haven't spent $600 to get the luxury editions of all the books.
No.
Triple Joy says, is that
Yes.
a bad thing?
Fuck you,
Question
Hun.
mark. I don't think it's a bad thing we're pedantic. I think it's a
No,
good thing.
no, I don't say it's a bad thing. I'm just saying it's a thing. Like it's just we're like that. I'm
being
not saying it's a
pedantic,
bad
it
thing. I'm
depends
just
on
noting it.
It depends on what you are pedantic on.
Yeah. Some people may have not.
Would they make the mushrooms any less phallic?
The hidden elven cavern inside Casa Doom.
Oh no!
Excuse me?
No! No!
Yeah,
I don't think they ever had. No, they lived outside and they did have
They could've-
friendship between each other, but
They
they might
could've
have
Hey!
guest rooms for them.
But now this
Ooh.
place has the right
Oh,
size.
hang on. Go back a bit. Go back to the. There was a. Okay, never mind. Fuck it. Oh yeah.
Okay, I'm shocked that they
Up here.
haven't. The goblins haven't pooped everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the lag of the. Oh, never mind. I am sorry. I was like 5 seconds behind or 6 seconds behind the stream, so I saw something that was totally glitchy.
Roasted fruit. What crazy person roasts fruit?
Also, oh my.
I mean,
I'm-
I put fruit on like a kebab of like meats, like a skewer, and you like barbecue it. It's not bad.
Really?
Like, it's
I put vegetables on
barbecued
that.
like pineapple.
Oh,
Purist.
it's like putting it on a pizza.
No, actually on the barbecue is better. Pyrrhus, please don't tell me they just created an elven Oh.
Yeah, they build an elven quarter is what it talked about, like a part inside that they built. That's
Oh.
Yeah, you know, elves love being underground, don't you know? They love being surrounded by cold, hard rock.
they wouldn't need to because they were living in a region, which is just right next door, right outside.
Also, Karn.
Oh, by the way, that was sarcastic.
No, that was wrong because you remember in the Hobbit the halls of the Forest King, like what was the Thranduil?
I haven't read the
They were
Hobbit.
entirely underground.
Yeah,
Like, the
and
halls
then
of
there's also
Thranduil were
the
underground.
in the first stage, Nargothrond was, and also the Menegroth, the caves of Doriath were a lot underground, and the dwarves did a lot to help them build it.
Yeah. The bigger problem here is that dwarves would not allow elves to build that in Moria.
Yeah, dwarves
Because
are very
Moria-
insular, and like they might, like, elves may have like visited in there, and they may have guest rooms, but they wouldn't have their own like quarter. Probably, I don't think they would.
No, the bigger problem is that it's Moria. It's the dwarves' sacred holy place, like their birthplace.
Khazad,
The first-
at least
Yes.
it was like the home of one of the main fathers of the dwarves, Durin.
It was the home of the first father of the dwarves.
You shouldn't be allowed to climb while having both hands full.
That's game.
That
mechanics,
looks
Karn.
so
That
overly
is-
changed.
That is game mechanics, which can be like.
I know there are games where if you want to climb, you need to put away your stuff.
I know, but in most games, your character just puts them away, climbs, and then pulls them back out. Like that can be fixed with like 2 lines of code.
Not in Gothic. You need to put them away.
Yeah, but Gothic is special.
A little bit special.
Yeah,
Hey,
a little bit.
it's way more immersive like that, I would say. Because
Karn,
that's more or less your weapon out, that's your military stance. Weapon in, that's your
Karn?
civilian stance. Yes.
you will see what they do with the remake, and if they actually change the control mechanics or
Remake
leave it
what?
the same as the last one.
I already feel rage.
Gothic.
The remake of what?
Gothic.
They're remaking Gothic.
One.
Mhm. Yeah, and I see the case where if they change the control mechanics, they're gonna ruin the game because they're gonna remove a lot of the things that make it special. If they leave the control scheme, then they're gonna lose a lot of players because the control scheme was.
The control scheme is fantastic. You just need a couple of hours to get used to it.
A couple of hours.
The control schemes were special in the very precise type of special, which is, yeah, everyone knows what kind of special I mean.
They are
Yes.
fantastic.
Uh-huh.
I like them a lot.
Yeah, but that's you, Karn, and
They
you're also special.
They are very intuitive, easy to use. Hey, you can play the game with one hand if you want.
Shut up.
That Karn, yeah.
I'm not joking.
No, he's not joking. Yeah, he is correct. Yes,
If you map the buttons right, you can play the game just one-handed, no problem.
he is correct. That's how
if you do it
special the
right.
control.
If you do it right.
You don't need to use that many buttons to play Gothic.
Good God.
I could map Gothic on a controller if I wanted to.
You can map Gothic probably on a Guitar Hero guitar if you wanted to.
No, you can't.
Depends.
No, there are not enough buttons on the Guitar Hero controller.
With some. Maybe.
Because you already need the 4 walking directions. Then you need the hold focus button. You need the inventory button. You need the sheathing button. And the jumping button.
Come on, give me my meat stew. So that I may consume.
Also, Shadow, we're watching Asmo play a Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, he's actively
wannabe.
streaming, so careful.
A Lord of the Rings wannabe game.
Yeah, I was watching that earlier.
Yeah. I hope I've been careful enough to
Alright guys, time to go visit the Elven Quarter in Moria again, cause elves.
Grumble.
That actively gives me acid reflux.
Hey, I'm just as pissed as you guys.
The devs are like, oh, we know all about Lord of the Rings. We played World of Warcraft.
Karn, you know how to make me gag every time. That actually hurt me.
Is it a good game so far? I'm
No.
only asking.
No.
It's exceptionally mediocre.
It's not shit, but it's not good.
I mean, it
Extremely
hasn't
in
crashed.
terms of
That-
many asking Paris,
that
in
is-
terms of accuracy to the Tolkien universe.
Not at all.
No.
No,
Oh.
not
Is
at all.
this another Shadow of War situation?
Not that bad, but
No.
well,
yeah, that
actually,
book from lore.
no.
Like I started that one in. Gameplay was actually decently fun in those games. It's just I couldn't with the lore.
I would say it was far enough removed that it did not bother me
So
super
you didn't
lot.
mind the we was Gondorian shit?
Well, I think that guy, they specifically, his backstory, he was, like, from Harad. Like, he's not just a black Gondorian, he traveled from Harad. So there's lore and background reason, like, he ended up, he left Harad and and joined got sort of taken in by the Rangers of, that were watching over Mordor. That's kind of what they wrote in for him.
Why does the black and the Asian country rejoin Sauron? Does he conquer them?
A little
no,
bit.
not exactly.
Some of them have beef with Gondor in the past, which Sauron exploits, but other ones, I would assume, he spent hundreds of years slowly creeping in, like sort of like probably establishing cults, and then also just bringing various ones in under his sway.
Actually, if I remember properly, there were already codes to Morgoth in those places because that were the places which Morgoth corrupted
there was
first.
already seeds planted in those places. Although some of them, like if you go by like at least the notes on like the Blue Wizards, that there's some that didn't, and actually fought against Sauron, but we just don't know about them.
Hashtag not
well,
all.
the thing is, Sauron didn't start the corruption of the Easterlings in the Haradrim. He just went there and he co-opted the coat of Morgoth and turned it into a coat of himself.
Yeah, so these, and then the ones that weren't in those cult, he probably spent a lot of time, like he'll send like friendly messages of French, he's trying to like make friends and allies,
send
and then
them, like, smileys on WhatsApp.
slowly sneaks in like the new cult religion that slowly starts to subvert and take over. But others just, they had a pre-existing beef with Gondor, even if they weren't directly directly under the sway of Sauron. They they're two civilizations sharing a border. They're gonna have beef.
I mean, the Haradrim already disliked the Númenóreans.
I found some goblin men.
Those are. Okay.
I mean, goblin, like there's reference to, there's like half orcs and goblin men, but goblin men.
Fuck.
From my understanding of how my take on those is, they're men who behave like orcs and basically take on like the persona of orcs. Like
Men who
it's
have
meant
been
to become
corrupted
evil.
to a level where they assume like orcish behavior and
They start to be. It's sort of like if you behave like an animal, you become like an animal. It's that kind of. So goblin men is referring to people who are evil and act like goblins. And
I think I'm done.
Now making them look a little bit like goblins, that would not be that bad, but
yeah, I think I'm good.
Yeah, that's
and then
not a game.
half orcs are exactly what you think.
Hope everybody enjoyed the
half
stream.
orcs are
Hope you enjoyed the VOD. Yeah, I don't think I'll be playing this again, which is fine by me.
No.
I got plenty of other games I want to play, but
Now-
this is just no.
Now a question: if anyone wants to see us just talking about Lord of the Rings and stuff, we can find some other game which we can like rattle over.
Good games.
Yeah.
The
Games that are not
RTS
shit.
is the Battle for Middle Earth.
Yeah, you can't. That's abandonware. Unfortunately.
Yeah, sadly,
no-
you cannot find it.
Yeah, most that were on the EA are abandonware at the moment.
I used to play the first one. I used to enjoy that because when you unlock Gandalf, he literally he waves his staff and like all the blobs of enemy units just fly away.
I mean,
Return of the
that was
King was a great game.
Remember, that was a game where you can have lore accurate stuff to where you're limited to what people you can use in each map, and then once you finish it, you can just go and use whatever you like to whatever you like.